What's happening, everyone? We are live and direct. It is time for Manchester United versus Arsenal. It's about the biggest game of the season, isn't it? I mean, Liverpool versus Manchester United is definitely up there. But in terms of historic Premier League clashes, this is about as big as it gets. And I tell you what, for Arsenal, this is a baptism of fire. Arsenal are the favourites. Arsenal are a better team. Arsenal are most likely to win. Of course they are. But there is no doubt in my mind the Arsenal Football Club would have basically rather kicked off their campaign anywhere else. This is going to be so tough for them. Are they capable of winning? Absolutely. Are they going to win? Probably. But, I mean, we have now two behemoth clubs going head-to-head. Manchester United as well. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the Manchester United fans that I know, they feel a little bit resurgent. They feel a little bit happier. They feel a little bit more, I don't know, enthused with football. And whether that's just the delay in Premier League football or whether it's the fact that they've been active in the transfer market, it seems to me like some Manchester United fans genuinely believe that they could be on the course for a decent season. And if they are, this is the kind of fixture where they could pick up points. Arsenal, though, however, they simply need to win. And I tell you what, when I look at the starting lineups, my God, I fancy Arsenal massively. Like, when you look at that Arsenal team, it is basically perfection. I mean, you could argue that maybe Calafiori wouldn't start, Lewis Skelly in terms of like the best team, the first team. But looking at the starting lineups, you know, you look at the Manchester United lineup, and at various points it feels slightly underwhelming. You then look at what's going on at the other end. You look at what they're up against, and I tell you what, it is basically icon after icon. It is basically genuine icon after icon. I'm looking at the teams here, and I'm sure that Arsenal fans are thinking that it's a horrible time to go to Manchester United. Like, United fans will be up for it. The Stretford end will be buoyant. Regardless of who you're playing, on the first day of the season, there is belief. Because that is what the new season brings. A new season brings genuine belief. So Manchester United are going to be up for it. The Stretford end is going to be up for it. They are old enough to remember the 8-2 game there. They're old enough to remember the times that they have done really well against Arsenal. But equally, Arsenal fans have won the league at Old Trafford. That is why this fixture is so majestic, isn't it? That is why this fixture means so much. Off the top of your head, you know, if you think about like iconic clashes in English football, it's probably this, isn't it? It's probably Sylvain Wiltord. It's probably Mark Overmars. It's probably 8-2. It's probably Cesc Fabregas launching a pizza over Sir Alex Ferguson. It's iconic moment after iconic moment. And then if you go beyond the Premier League, if you look back just before the Premier League started, do you know these two clubs, the antipathy between these two clubs, you know, they actually hate each other. It's a wonderful rivalry. It's a proper London versus Manchester rivalry. It's a proper North versus South rivalry. Do you know the hatred? Listen to how serious the fight was. Like, I can't think of an example of this in the Premier League era. There was a fight between the players, like Nigel Winterburn was involved, Brian McClare for Man United was massively involved. Who else? I think Tony Adams was involved. But there was a fight, and both teams were docked a point. Both teams lost a point on the tally. Like, imagine if that happened now. Those two teams lose a point. Suddenly, the draw that Chelsea had earlier in the day isn't as bad. Suddenly, Liverpool are laughing their socks off. The two teams docked a point, and that is the rivalry between these two clubs. Like, it really is a proper rivalry. And I think this is going to be truly brilliant. I'm really looking forward to this game. It's one of those fixtures that is just steeped in history. It's one of the most iconic fixtures because of the Sir Alex Ferguson versus Arsene Wenger era. Because of the moments. Do you remember Arsene Wenger? Do you remember this? When he's like stood up on his chair. He's like stood up on his chair, like furious at Old Trafford, and all the fans behind are going mad, and he's literally just stood on his chair like that while everything is going wrong for Arsenal at Old Trafford. Then obviously you cast your minds back before, and it's that geezer that looked like Alan Davis going mad when Mark Overmars scored. They won the league at Old Trafford. Arsenal have won the league at Old Trafford. Like, imagine that. On some level, they've just won, haven't they? We won the league in your ground. And Arsenal, they haven't won the league for a long time. But what you can never take away from them is they have won the league in a more devastating way than anyone. They've won the league at Old Trafford. They've won the league at Tottenham Hotspur. They've won the league at Tottenham more often than Tottenham. That is what they have done. They've won the league at Tottenham more often than Tottenham. And I am looking in the predictions. You've all been voting in your predictions, and I appreciate you getting your votes in. Landslide Arsenal. Arsenal 45%. 45% think that Arsenal are going to win today, and I add my vote to that. The draw, 25%. and then Manchester United 28%. I believe that Arsenal will win. Do you know what? Going into the game, before I'd sort of studied it, I just thought it's a good time for United. It's a good time for United to play Arsenal. It's the kind of fixture that you don't really want opening day of the season. It's the kind of fixture that Manchester United will be really buoyant for. The Stretford end in full voice, Amorim, the new signings. And you kind of go, there's a world where this could happen. There's a world where this could actually happen for Man United. Man United could suddenly do it. And then you look at the starting lineups. And I don't know about you, but when I look at that Arsenal starting lineup, I just think they win. I just think that they win. I can't see... Is that Gabriel Heinz? Yeah. Gabriel Heinz looks different, doesn't he? Oh, I can see Gabriel Heinz. But look, I just can't see a world where they don't win. Big manoeuvres as well. Like the fact that Andre Onana doesn't start, for example, I think is massive. And when you look at this team news, I think it's big. I think Arteta has been really aggressive, really aggressive. And I have to say that the first super chat of the day has landed, and it goes to Adnan Hussein, who says, would you have started Sesko? Yeah, I would. Throw him in the deep end, man. Throw him in the deep end against Arsenal at Old Trafford. That's why you want to be a footballer. That's why you want to be a footballer. If you want to be a footballer, if you asked a young Benjamin Sesko, you ask Benjamin Sesko at 12, you're leading the line. You're leading the line for Man United. Who's your debut against? And where is it? And what's the circumstances? He go opening day of the season at Old Trafford against Arsenal. That's what I'm not even joking. That's probably the dream, isn't it? Throw him in the deep end. That's why he's a footballer. That's what you want. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see this. But the fact that he's only on the bench, yeah, I'm surprised. You know, he joined the club a long time ago now. Well, it feels like a long time ago. When would that have been? 9th, 10th of August? He signed for Arsenal 9th, 10th of August. So maybe it makes sense to kind of give him this slightly softer landing to the club. You know, maybe we would be throwing him in the deep end. But I think he should be playing. I really do. Looking at the Man United team here, you've got Casemiro alongside Bruno Fernandes with Mason Mount. Mason Mount operating as a false 9 here. Cunha and Mbemo are also obviously capable of kind of finding their way into that centre-forward position. But looks to me like Mason Mount is going to be playing that through the middle. Bayindir in goal instead of Onana. I mean, that tells us everything that we need to know, doesn't it? Tells us everything that we need to know. Yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Arteta definitely more aggressive, though, when you look at these lineups. And I'm surprised that Amad Diallo has not been used as a wing-back. I'm surprised that he's gone for Dallo on the right. So really surprised by that. I thought that would have been Amad Diallo all over it. But it's interesting midfield. Casemiro alongside Bruno Fernandes with Mason Mount as a false 9. And then, however, you look at Arteta and you look at Arsenal and you think about what his main decision was. It was his main decision for Mikel Arteta. It was basically Gyökeres or Havertz. That's what he had to choose. Gyökeres or Havertz. And he has gone with his new man. He has gone with his new man ahead of Kai Havertz. Like, he has gone with Gyökeres. Gyökeres through the middle is the main man. Kai Havertz perhaps has a better all-round game, better all-round contribution, maybe. But Arteta has gone for the goal scorer, the bagsman, the finisher. And that is fair enough. Another super chat has just landed here, by the way. It is Amanail has said, how would a statement win for Arsenal look? 1-0, 5-0, 4-3. I'd say any win. To be totally honest with you, going to Old Trafford, I'd say any win. Amar, you might disagree with me and let me know what you think in the chat here, but I think any victory. Going to Old Trafford on the opening day of the season and winning is a statement in itself. Going to Old Trafford on the opening day of the season, all of the enthusiasm, all of the optimism around Old Trafford, the Stretford end in full voice. If you are a rival of Arsenal, if you don't want Arsenal to win the league, if you're a Liverpool fan and you've got an eye on the league, if you're a Man City fan, you've got an eye on the league, you're looking at this thinking this could be a day that Arsenal drop points. So if Arsenal don't drop points, I think that's a statement victory in itself. The pressure's on Arsenal. They've watched Man City dismantle Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've watched Liverpool get a vital 3 points and score bags of goals against Bournemouth. The pressure is on Arsenal. So any victory at Old Trafford, in my opinion, is a statement victory. In terms of the most statement result, I mean, out of the options you've given, I would say the most statement is obviously 5-0. Obviously. But I would also say that a 1-0 win is professional. It is professional. But yeah, the Man United side doesn't look good. Whereas this Arsenal team, Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli, a midfield of Odegaard, Zubamendi, Rice, impenetrable back line. You know, maybe Lewis Skelly instead of Calafiori would be my sub on that back line, but generally speaking, I think it looks really good. So while there's jeopardy, Casemiro again, you know, another season where it looks like he was going to leave and he hasn't. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount as a false nine, Cunha and Mbeumo, obviously they both will pop up through the middle to help out Mason Mount, but doesn't necessarily do it for me in the way that the aggressive nature of Arsenal's lineup. Arteta has gone for the jugular. Arteta going for the victory, and I rate that. I rate it highly. You know, he's picked his main man through the middle. He's not interested in Havertz, what he brings to the team, bringing in others to play, pick the goal scorer. And then I think it's really interesting that the two fullbacks, Calafiori and White, are the two fullbacks at Arsenal that love the overlap. Not the show, the overlap, literally the overlap. It's the most aggressive, isn't it? You know, Lewis Skelly cuts in. He doesn't go on the outside, round the outside, round the outside. He goes inside. So they've picked the two fullbacks. Calafiori will go round, and equally Ben White will go round, which I also think is very, very interesting. So, you know, they're playing a Man United team that have sort of two midfielders. I don't know. I think this is very interesting, and I do like the way that Arteta has got them set up. I really do. And look, Gyökeres starts, Ben White starts, Calafiori starts. It's interesting. It really is interesting. And I think I've just seen Avram Glazer. Glazer, is it okay? Avram Glazer. Very interesting as well, Andre Onana. Andre Onana, apparently he's not recovered from the hamstring injury. Bayendir to deputise. I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. Arsenal are in their third kit here. Maroon, the old maroony trimmings kit. I'm surprised they're in white. I know it's kind of a homage to the marble halls of Arsenal, but you know when I think of white and North London, I just think of Tottenham. I'm surprised that Arsenal are playing in white at Old Trafford. This is a buzz, isn't it? Football is so back. Premier League football is so back. We are so back. And Arsenal have gone into their corner in front of the Arsenal travelling support to do their chat, to do their huddle. Yeah. Here we go. I'm trying to think of previous moments here. Do you remember Theo Walcott's goal? Owen Hargreaves scored a free kick in this fixture as well, I remember. Yeah, this is it. This is what it's about. Amorim versus Arteta. Football in its purest form. We are back. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Truly, truly brilliant. Buzzing for it. We are well and truly underway. We are 5 seconds into the game, and the ball is already loose in the Manchester United area. Lenny Yoro does very well to get rid of it, but that could be a sign of things to come, that Manchester United have already conceded a throw-in deep in their half, and who knows what this is going to mean. Very excited by this stream. I really am. Very excited indeed. Calafiori looking long with this. Looking very long. Launches it into the box. And it's cleared away. I mean, this is one of the most prestigious fixtures in world football, isn't it? Like, in terms of the most prestigious fixture in world football, Manchester United are on the attack here. If they can get it square, oh my God, Bruno Fernandes was in acres and acres of space. If that ball could have been reversed, Brian Mbeumo has just given Zubimendi a welcome to the Premier League with a massive smash forearm to the face. I mean, he's got straight up. Fair play to Zubimendi. He's got on with it. Things you love to see in football. But yeah, this is it. This is it. When these two clubs go head to head, there is just... Oh, Brian Mbeumo, it felt like there was a bit of a mix-up between the keeper and the centre-half. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. I mean, this game, 100 miles an hour already. 100 miles an hour already. It is just the way that we love it. Can I ask you, by the way, if you've chosen to join me for this stream, firstly, a huge debt of gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me. Really excited about this fixture. Could you also do me a massive favour and like this stream. Massively helps me out. If you would be kind enough to drop a like on this stream. Thank you very much. If we could nudge that to 100 likes, I would be over the moon. If anyone is watching it and hasn't yet liked it, please help me out. Thank you very much indeed. Really, really do hear it. Do appreciate it. Okay, Old Trafford, resplendent in the sun. The Arsenal away end, buoyant. The Stretford end in full voice. Mason Mount in the middle for Manchester United. It still doesn't look right to me. But there it is. There it is. And Manchester United taking the sting out of the game here. It's been a little bit, just, get everyone on the ball, let Bayendier have a touch. Bayendier having his touch now in front of the Stretford end. It's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. Can I ask you now, score predictions? Get them in the chat. My score prediction is Arsenal are going to win the game 3-1 Arsenal. We are on for a 3-1 Arsenal. The DSR is saying that he's hoping for a really dreary draw. I understand that. I do understand that. I do understand that indeed. A very interesting shape here from Manchester United. I've just seen a comment here from the Major Mango who says Mason Mount as a false 9 is crazy. It is when there's a 9 on the bench. It is when there's a 9 on the bench. The score predictions are coming in. I've given mine. Mine is Manchester United 1, Arsenal 3. And to go back to the original super chat that landed, talking about statement results, that would be a statement result, a serious statement result. Like, I can't talk about a statement result being more emphatic than 3-1 at Old Trafford on the opening day of the season. It's the kind of result that sets you up to win the league. I'm being really serious. It's the kind of result that sets you up to win the league. You go to Old Trafford opening day of the season, you never look back. I remember when we won the league, we beat Manchester United first day of the season, 05. Ida Johnson scored. We beat Man United 1-0. Ida Johnson scored in front of the shed end. We beat Man United, who felt like a major threat at the time. We beat Manchester United, and we never looked back. That's the year that we accrued 95 points. And it started by Ida Johnson scoring a winner against Manchester United on the opening day of the season. That is what Arsenal were capable of doing here. That is what Arsenal could inflict on Manchester United. It's going to be very interesting to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how Amorim approaches this. Gyökeres is on the pitch, leading the line. The battle of the forwards, Sesko versus Gyökeres, is already currently being won. By Victor Gyökeres. I've just seen some breaking news here. I think I saw it announced in the press that Andre Onana was injured. Something to do with a thigh injury. But Ruben Amorim has apparently confirmed that he's not injured. He's recovered, but the other players did well in pre-season, so he's finding a balance. Next week it'll be a different story. This week he chose these players. Bad news that for Andre Onana. He's been dropped for Bayendier. And that's not the same as being dropped for Donnarumma, is it? Bayendier was in goal when Aston Villa scored that goal at the end of last season that should have actually given Aston Villa Champions League qualification. I'm not sure about Bayendier myself. But what can you say? Andre Onana has been nothing but a calamity in goal for Manchester United. So I'm afraid that it is what it is. It is what it is. Manchester United here on the break, and it's a great pass to Brian Mbeumo, who is potentially in, but it's excellent defending, and he gets his shot away, but it is a P-roller. Closer in its velocity to a pass back than a shot on goal. That is the worst defending I've ever seen, and Arsenal have got away with it. I mean, there was a moment there where it looked like Arsenal had just been incredibly complacent, and there was a lot of... This is impressive from Man United. They're on the ball heavily here. Martin Odegaard penalised for a foul. Looks slightly harsh to me. Looks slightly harsh to me, that. But this is very impressive. Bruno Fernandes very close to being caught in possession. Gives it to Casemiro, who... I mean, I don't think that Martin Odegaard has fouled anyone there. And the referee has given a foul, but it feels very harsh to me. I don't think Martin Odegaard did anything wrong at all. The ball is rolled back. And we are with Lenny Yoro at the back, over to Dalot. Plays it into the midfield. That could be a foul again. I mean, Arsenal are being very tactical in their fouls here. Zubimendi makes a challenge from behind. But yeah, Arsenal in that kit. I mean, it's a nice kit. I like it. Just Arsenal in white feels too Tottenham. Just feels very Tottenham. You know, that kind of maroony trim that they've got at the moment. Yeah, it's now a good opportunity for Manchester United. They've got a set piece. Bruno Fernandes stands over it. He's only about 10 yards into the Manchester United attacking half. But set pieces could be a massive part of Manchester United's strategy this season. You know, they're not going to score enough goals from open play. They're not going to score enough goals from open play to do something significant. They scored 44 last year. I know they've done their best to rectify that. I mean, that was one of the worst shots that we will see this season. And Paddy Dorgu has had a shot from about 45 yards. You know, I made this point when Malo Gusto did exactly the same thing in the Chelsea stream that I did just moments ago. Malo Gusto had a shot from 40 yards. You're like, why are you doing that? Patrick Dorgu has just done exactly the same thing. Makes absolutely no sense. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, you've got to know your limitations. You've got to know your role in the team. Look after the ball. There is no point in doing it that way. There really is no point. But this game started quite lively. Dorgu involved again. And it's another free kick here. It is another free kick to Manchester United. Arsenal are being incredibly wasteful, gifting the ball, gifting away possession and gifting free kicks. That foul there from William Saliba. Bruno Fernandes obviously not happy, having a word with the ref. Start as he means to go on. That's going to be his modus operandi all year. But yeah, Patrick Dorgu very involved as well. But that was a heavy challenge from Saliba. Heavy challenge. Nothing wrong with it, but there seems to be too many of these. And in a minute, Arsenal need to be a little bit more shrewd. Because I think cumulative bookings, the referee is just going to give somebody, maybe the next Arsenal player to go in too heavy is going to get booked. It's just cumulative fouls from the same team. Like, it's wrong, but the referee will eventually make something of it. He will eventually do something drastic about that. Patrick Dorgu is in, and he's won a corner. I mean, he made a pig's ear of trying to get it across first time, but he's won a corner off Ben White. And it's been a good start here from Manchester United. And these are the moments that they have to make it count. Manchester United are going to have to make this moment count. Like, set piece against Arsenal, like, they're not going to get many chances from open play. So when they have the opportunity to bring the big men up, you know, you get Dalot in the box, you get De Ligt in the box, you get Casemiro in the box, you have to make it count. So let's see if they can. Let us see now if they can make this count. Bruno Fernandes stands over the corner. 10 minutes into the game, it would be a huge moment if Manchester United could do something with the corner. Whipped in from Bruno Fernandes, and it's an easy catch by David Raya. Arsenal doing very well in those situations. They're on the break here. Martin Odegaard, who plays a wonderful, exquisitely weighted pass to Bukayo Saka, who is one-on-one for a moment. I think he's with Mason Mount, and Mason Mount has done really well there to stop Bukayo Saka in his tracks. Mason Mount, incredibly... I mean, that's Mount at his best. That's by the way, is Manchester United's false nine tracking all the way back there to stop Bukayo Saka in his tracks. Doing his best to keep it on as well. Does really well there. Really impressive there from Mason Mount. But a clever breakaway from Arsenal. Something has got to give here. Something has got to give. Can I ask you, by the way, will you do me a favour and like this stream? If you like it, we could nudge it up to over 1,000 likes. All it will take is a few likes from you, a few generous likes, and it could have a big impact. Ball into box here in front of the Stretford end. Arsenal, bit of head tennis going on. Everyone's getting away. Zubimendi has a touch. And it is back with Bendir, who clears it out for a throw. I think he wanted to pick it up, but he was slightly intimidated. Slightly worried about picking it up in those circumstances. Yeah, it's just great to see Old Trafford in the sun, and football is back. This is what we needed. There is nothing quite like it. It's the tonic. It's the heartbeat. It is us, isn't it? Like, we are football. Like, you know, when the football's not on, I don't think I'm like quite the same person. Like, to be the man I want to be, I need Premier League football being in full swing. Arsenal are on the attack here. And Gabriel Martinelli, I think he does well enough to win the throw. He wins a throw off Mateus Cunha. I think a goal is going to come very soon, and a goal in this fixture is just going to illuminate it. Whoever scores, a goal in this fixture is going to illuminate it. Right, Diogo Dalot. Calafiori gets it across, but it's to Bruno Fernandes, who has a heavy touch in the box, and he's been dispossessed. Odegaard done really well. Get it over. And he has won a corner. All a little bit wasteful from Manchester United here. All a little bit wasteful from Manchester United. Like, they've had many chances to clear that. Heavy touch, Bruno Fernandes plays Patrick Dorgu into trouble. Dorgu gets dispossessed. Odegaard does very well. Lenny Yoro makes a desperate challenge, doesn't get there. Manchester United at 6s and 7s at the back. Really not impressive from them. You know, that's the kind of thing that should have been ironed out over the summer. That's the kind of thing that they really needed rid of over the summer. There is a corner now for Arsenal in front of the Stretford end. Big, big moment. Luke Shaw, with his blonde highlights, marks William Saliba. The ball is about to be slung into the box by Declan Rice. Declan Rice flies it in perfectly. And the ball is in the back of the net and Arsenal have scored. Arsenal are 1-0 up. And it is Ricardo Calafiori with another goal in Manchester. I remember him scoring a glorious goal at the Etihad last year. Do you remember? And he has put Manchester United 1-0 down. Or in other words, put Arsenal 1-0 up at Old Trafford. Brilliant goal from Arsenal. It's a brilliant goal. It really is. They worked that goal. Bruno Fernandes is actually at fault for that goal, you know, because the ball was played across to him and he had an opportunity to get rid of it. He dilly-dallied on the ball, laid it into Dorgu, put Dorgu under trouble. A corner was conceded by De Ligt. Exquisite cross. I think Declan Rice might have scored, or even Bayendier. Whose goal is that going to be? Bayendier makes all sorts of a mess. There's Calafiori's goal, but it was going in anyway because Saliba puts Bayendier off. Bayendier does terribly. It was going to be either a Bayendier own goal, a Declan Rice goal, or a Calafiori goal. 3 potential goal scorers, probably Calafiori because he made sure of it. Pitiful goalkeeping that. Just delicate, flappy goalkeeping. Really, really poor. Poxy goalkeeping. Mikel Arteta's men are 1-0 up. Normal service is resumed. Everything that we've said about Manchester United over the summer and before the summer still looks totally true. Everything that we have said about Arsenal over the summer still looks totally true. Really, really impressive stuff from Arsenal. I mean, and this is why they have a set-piece coach. People want to be sneery about set-piece goals. Set-piece goals are massive. They have a massive weight to play. You will do far better if you are a threat from set pieces. You should be a blame from set pieces. DSR said, how often is Bruno to blame for goals? I mean, Bruno Fernandes had the opportunity to clear that ball before, in the phase of play before the corner. The ball is crossed to Bruno Fernandes and he's in the box on his own. He takes a heavy touch, plays Patrick Dorgu into trouble. That is why a corner was conceded by De Ligt, because of Bruno Fernandes. It's very important to track that goal. Where did that goal go wrong? Who is responsible for that goal? That goal needs to be tracked back to Bruno Fernandes having a touch in the box when he could have got rid of it. He then takes a heavy touch and he plays Patrick Dorgu into trouble. Dorgu then desperately tries to retrieve the ball. He gets dispossessed and De Ligt has to come across, clear it for a corner, putting Bayendier in trouble, putting Manchester United in trouble. And Arsenal are 1-0 up. In other news, water is very wet. Arsenal are 1-0 up. Manchester United are 1-0 down. Could this set the tone? You know how I've said massively that this game could easily set the tone for who Arsenal were going to be this season. This game could easily set the tone for who Arsenal were going to be. What is given here? What is given here? Okay, there's a run. All onside. I think a free kick is about to be given just outside the box. A foul on Bruno Fernandes. Foul by Zubamendi, I believe. It's certainly not in the box, but it's not a million miles away from the box. But yeah, surprised to see that given. Okay, there's a free kick here. A big opportunity in front of where the away fans are kept. Big chance now for Manchester United to have a shot on target. Free kick in a lovely position, slightly far to right, but a left footer coming into this. I mean, Brian Mbeumo standing over it, Mason Mount standing over it, Bruno Fernandes standing over it. The facts of the matter are that Manchester United simply must hit the target here. I tell you what, this is a situation where they simply must hit the target. You know, if David Raya makes a save, that is fine, but it is essential that they hit the target. Right, Bruno Fernandes standing over the ball. Brian Mbeumo standing over the ball. The wall is placed strategically by David Raya. Fernandes takes it and it hits the wall. Like, absolutely useless. Unforgivable. Those moments are so important. And like I say, losing at home to Arsenal in this circumstance could set Manchester United up for a terrible season. It could set Arsenal up for a tremendous one. But these games are season-defining. Your fans are so deflated off the back of losing to a rival at home. Yeah, really, really poor. Really, really poor from Manchester United so far. Opening 17 and a half minutes at Old Trafford. Really, really poor. Lovely bit of skill there from Martin Odegaard. Some very reckless challenges coming in there. Luke Shaw, appalling. Absolutely appalling. Like, Luke Shaw's just not a Premier League footballer anymore. I'm just not having it. Just not a Premier League footballer. Like, just forget it. Just forget it, Luke. Give up on it. Look at that. Just a big dope sliding around like an idiot. Yeah. Yeah. 17 and a half minutes in. Have Manchester United ever started a season worse than this? 17 and a half minutes in? A super chat has just landed and it says, I tell you what, Boovy wasn't lying when he said Arsenal were the same as Stoke City. Sam, he was. Of course he was. What are you talking about? In that Stoke City team of Tony Pulis, they didn't have anyone the quality of Declan Rice, anyone the quality of Bukayo Saka, anyone the quality of Martin Odegaard, anyone the quality of William Saliba, anyone the quality of David Raya. They didn't... I mean, they finished second in the league. They beat Real Madrid home and away. I guarantee you that there is absolutely no overlap between Stoke City, Tony Pulis, and Arsenal, Mikel Arteta. Come on. You said they won't win a thing this year. Trust me, mate. Sam, you say they don't win a thing. I mean, I could get more on board with. I hope you're correct. I can see a world where Arsenal do win silverware this year, though. I think that they're up against it. It's not going to be easy. But you look at that first 11. You look at the first 11 that Arsenal started today. You look at the ease in which they're defending here. Brian Mbeumo running around on his own. The disparity between the midfield at Manchester United and the centre forward at Manchester United. Why is Manchester United centre forward main man signed this summer, not on the pitch? Like, look at the ease that Arsenal are knocking it around here. Like, whether they win silverware this year or not, time will tell. But there is no doubt in my mind that they are a brilliant team and they are totally capable of it. But Sam, thank you for the super chat, and I really hope that you are correct. It'll be interesting to see. This isn't going to reflect well on Amorim because it feels like nothing has changed. It feels like absolutely nothing has changed since like Manchester United. We haven't seen them play for like 2.5 months, and it feels like they're exactly the same Manchester United. Feels like they are exactly the same Manchester United. You know, conceding goals at home, looking shoddy in attack, disparate. Oh my God, they're in behind again. Oh, he's offside. Calafiori looked like he was in behind there. Looked serious. Looked very serious indeed. Right. The ball is with Bayendir. And Manchester United have gone majorly long. Bearing in mind Sesko's not on the pitch. They've gone majorly long. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Look how easy this is. Right, Manchester United are on the break here. Let's see how this develops. Bruno Fernandes picked the ball up in a great position. It's just so easy. They're just so predictable. Yeah, I mean, this is woeful from Manchester United. It really is. Everything that I've heard about Manchester United, you know, they had a really successful tour of America, a really successful tour of Asia. Apparently things were going in the right direction. Ruben Amorim getting his man in. They signed Premier League proven players that are going to elevate the goal scoring options. Sometimes you've just got to wonder, is it the manager? Sometimes you've just got to wonder, is it the manager? Another super chat has landed from Sam, who says, maybe I'm overreacting with the Stoke City shout. I mean, it's not you overreacting. It's a mutual friend of ours. Like, yeah, I mean, there is no comparison. Being good at set pieces isn't a thing that is exclusive to Tony Pulis. Jose Mourinho's Chelsea were elite at set pieces. Ricardo Carvalho would block off the keeper. John Terry would head it in. We were elite at set pieces. We would play for set pieces. Damien Duff, Arjen Robben would take the ball on the outside, cross it in order to win a corner. Frank Lampard would deliver the corner. He'd be looking for Drogba, Terry, Carvalho. Like, don't look at being good at set pieces as a negative. View it as a positive. It's a good thing. It's a brilliant thing. It's an amazing thing. So yeah, I wouldn't see that as a negative at all, mate. I wouldn't see it as a negative at all, Sam. But I do appreciate the back and forth that we are having, my friend. I really do. Yeah, you know, everything that I thought Manchester United were going to be so far. I know we're only half an hour, 22 minutes into Manchester United season. But I just can't see any difference. Like, what's the difference between this team and the Hoyland team of last year? David Raya is doing stupid things now. Now the man, what's going on here? Yeah, and basically not good enough from Manchester United so far. But they have over an hour to put this game right. There's a clipped ball over the top there that could put. That's just so easily dealt with. It's 3-on-1 sorting the situation out. Gabriel Martinelli now alongside Saliba, alongside Declan Rice, all against Dalot. It's just 3-on-1. I mean, when do they bring Gyökeres on? That's the other thing, isn't it? Like, at what point does Gyökeres... at what point does Sesko just simply have to come on? Like, Arsenal haven't really got going. They haven't really got their passing game going. They're not out of second gear. And yet, they're completely dominating the game. They're completely finding it all very easy. Look, Calafiori in the midfield now. Just picks it up, has a touch, rolls the ball into Odegaard's feet. Odegaard now. Dribble. He's run 40 yards before he's been stopped. Okay, he's been stopped. Let's see how long Man United hold the ball. It's a great pass there into Mbeumo's feet. Mbeumo and Cunha, 2-on-2. Just shots, not bad. Good decoy run. A very good decoy run from Matheus Cunha to allow Mbeumo to get the shot off. Another super chat has just landed, by the way. It's from Aniran, who says, any positives to take from the Chelsea game? I don't think so, really. I mean, look, we didn't lose, and I don't think we played particularly well. We rode our luck. We didn't lose, and obviously Estevao Willian getting minutes under his belt. Andre Santos getting minutes under his belt. But no, I think it's 2 points dropped at home. You have to win at home on the opening day of the season when you're playing a team like Palace. I know Palace are good, but we simply had to win, and we didn't turn up. We didn't turn up until the final 10 minutes of the game, which is a shame. So no, Reece, not too over the moon about that. Corner easily dealt with, easily cleared. Sam is in the super chat again, and Sam has said it's just so demoralising watching this as a Manchester United fan. Yeah, I mean, it's dreadful. It is dreadful. You're the home team. You are the home team. But I think that, you've seen William Saliba give the ball away. You've seen David Raya slip. It feels to me like Arsenal could be slightly vulnerable here themselves. So Manchester United, the crucial thing from a Man United perspective now, Ben White on a run here, he's done very well. He's carried the ball about 40 yards, 50 yards. Finds Saka. Saka's now in a bit of room. Spreads the ball out to Martinelli. The point I was about to say, okay, this rolled into the keeper. The point I was about to say, and it's so important, Manchester United cannot go 2-0 down. At 1-0, they're always in the game. If Arsenal score again, it really is game over. So the Manchester United entire MO now needs to be staying in the game. They just simply have to stay in the game. Gyökeres having a word with the referee, or the referee having a word with Gyökeres. I'm unsure what for. I'm unsure what happened there. But the referee didn't seem to be particularly happy with Gyökeres. But basically, Manchester United have been abysmal. But I have seen a chink in the Arsenal armour. David Raya slipping, Saliba dribbling, giving the ball away. Manchester United have had quite a lot of the ball themselves. So they must be in the game, because a chance will come. A chance will come their way. Great switch out to Mbermo. Lovely control from Mbermo. Dalot is in behind now. Now you make the most of it. Obviously, he doesn't. I mean, but Arsenal's clearance, again, Saliba makes a pig's ear of it. If Manchester United can get this right, I mean, Dalot's just a useless footballer, but if Manchester United can get this right, there is a world in which they get something out of this game. There really is. And Mbermo does brilliantly here. Takes it down brilliantly. How has Dalot strayed offside there? Dalot has... maybe the ball should come earlier from Mbermo, but Dalot is looking across the line at the same angle as the linesman. If you have that angle, like if you're in the middle and you don't know exactly where everyone is, you can be offside, of course you can. If you are on the outer, it means you're the last man. You're looking across the line in the way that the linesman is looking across the line. How can you ever be offside, you moron? How can you ever be offside? You have the same view as a linesman. So see it and don't go offside. And Dalot just ran offside. Does he know the rule? It's just not good enough. He's just not a good enough player. He really is just not a good enough player. By the way, Reese K here says, love the content on here and the club. Love from Australia. Reese K, honoured that you have chosen to join me for this stream. Thank you so much. Love going live like this. Really do enjoy it. It's a great reverse pass there from Mason Mount. Switching the play to Paddy Dorgu. Dorgu's completely isolated on his own though. Had to go backwards. Really do appreciate that support there from Reese K. Massive from you, sir. Thank you very much. And the Doolinated has said thank you for your donation. And do you know what I say to you, sir? Thank you for your donation. Yeah, just basically not good enough here from either team, to be totally frank. But you're allowed to not be good enough if you're winning away from home at Old Trafford. You know, if that's you not on a good day, I think that's just about all right. But this is poor, really, really poor from Manchester United so far. Mason Mount, few moments. Right, there's a good opportunity here for Arsenal now. Let's see what they do with it. Gabriel Martinelli's carried the ball 20 yards already. He's now played a reverse pass, which is a terrible, absolutely terrible pass. He's blazed the ball straight out of play, Gabriel Martinelli. He needs to just roll the ball into Odegaard's feet and he just punted it out of play. No wonder they're linked with Eze. No wonder Arsenal fans are desperate to get Eze into the team. Gabriel Heinze are there. I'd have thought that was him before. Gabriel Heinze in the Arsenal staff. Obviously, former fullback, good fullback. I remember all the chants of Argentina from the Stretford end in his favour. Yeah, I just don't get it with Martinelli. I really don't. There we go. Right, Patrick Dorgu has made a massive moment there. He's found himself in loads of room. Driving. I mean, he hits a post. Oh, that's a great effort there from Dorgu. I think he had the keeper beaten. The best moment that Manchester United have had there. Very impressive there from Dorgu. Fair play there from Patrick Dorgu. Great effort. Really, really great effort from him. Now that could raise the tempo a bit. That could raise the atmosphere at Old Trafford. They do need something like that. Manchester United knocking it around nicely there to retain possession. That's Casemiro. Casemiro sprays a wonderful ball out to Brian Mbermo. Brian Mbermo on the ball now, one to beat. He's waiting for the assistance from Dalot. Finds Dalot with the reverse pass. Played across. It's not pinpoint enough from Mbermo. It's not pinpoint enough from Dalot. Dalot needs to pick someone out rather than just hitting an area. And Mbermo's playing very well though. Clearly stepped up. Enjoying the added pressure, enjoying the added spice of playing at Old Trafford rather than at the G-Tech. Mason Mount on the ball now. There's just not enough going on. Let me dive into the chat here and see what you're all saying. Give me a sec. How is everybody? Give me all the news, the gossip, the scandal. Is anybody watching? Let me see what's going on here. Can you do me a massive favour, by the way? Can you like the stream? If you haven't liked it, what are you doing? I need your help. Just click like. Brentford got walloped. Good news, says Prani Gupta. Yeah, Brentford got walloped. And good job. Really want them to go down. It'd be fantastic. Oh, Martin Odegaard's picked the ball up here in a great, great pocket. 3-on-3 for Arsenal. They must make this count. Excellent pass to Gyökeres. Gyökeres got Martinelli in the middle. Plays a good cross. I don't even like Arsenal. And I find Martinelli so annoying. But I just find Martinelli like one of the most infuriating players in the league. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Is it Matheus Cunha through? I mean, he got so lucky with the ricochets, but maybe once he was through, he needed to make more of it. A little bit end-to-end there. A little bit end-to-end. Impressive. Impressive from both teams, or equally calamitous from both teams. We'll go with impressive, but I don't think it was. Okay, this is getting a little bit end-to-end, which isn't what Arsenal want. Arsenal don't need this to be a basketball game. Arsenal have already got their noses in front. They already need to... All they need to do now is just keep a lid on it all. Just keep set, keep well shaped. That is all that needs to happen now. And the ball is in Bayendir's hands. Apart from the goal, it's been quite a flat game. I mean, a few half chances for both teams. But yeah, I mean, there was a moment here. Matheus Cunha picks the ball up deep in his own half. Some goal that would have been. He kind of runs through the Arsenal defence, like bobbling his way through. It wasn't via skill, but he kind of went through three of them just by like bouncing the ball off all three and charging through. Right, the ball is played forward into Brian Mbeumo. Lovely touchdown from... And Mbeumo's looked excellent here. Mbeumo into Cunha. I mean, Cunha's basically played a back pass. But there's signs there. If you're a Man United fan watching that, and Mbeumo into Cunha, there is something happening there that could be quite interesting. There is something happening between those two. Like, and Mbeumo has most certainly looked ready for the Manchester United challenge. Most certainly looked ready to step up to a game of this magnitude. But they just need to ask more. You know, long shots from 30 yards that aren't pinpoint is going to be mopped up all day by David Raya. Arsenal fans are happy for you. Say all day. If someone has a shot like that all day long, you can do that. Because you're never ever going to beat the keeper from here. Sam in the super chat here. And it says, it really is the hope that kills you, mate. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think that we'd win the league like Makola or even get top four. But come on, United. Yeah, I mean, this is poor from Man United. I do agree. It is poor. But then I wonder what the manager's setting them up for. Like, why is Mason Mount playing as a false nine? Like, it just doesn't tally, does it? Just throw Sesko on, surely. Arsenal now, they're in a lovely pocket again. Martin Odegaard started the game very brightly. Odegaard, he's going to have a shot here. Good save from Bayendir. Better from Martin Odegaard, though. We need more of that from him. Beat a man, drop a shoulder, ping it. That is what Martin Odegaard needs to add to his game. But yeah, I do agree with you, Sam. It just has not been good enough for Manchester United for the opening 34 minutes at Old Trafford. Like, when you think about who Manchester United are, what they should represent, the game should be a war of attrition. It should be a fight. It should be difficult for Arsenal. And it looks to me like Arsenal aren't at second gear and they're winning at a canter, and they don't really look like having their lead in any jeopardy. Look, Declan Rice on the ball, no pressure. Declan Rice on the ball, bit of pressure now. Let's see if he wins. Look, into Calafiori. It's easy. Easy. The ball is now rolled into Odegaard's feet, into Zubimendi's feet. Easy. You take the sting out of the game. This isn't what it should be from Manchester United. Where's the intensity? Where's the pressure? Declan Rice just looking around on the ball. How many touches? How many seconds on the ball now? Declan Rice. Tiny little run there. It's an exquisite pass there from Odegaard. Gyökeres keeps it in. He's offside. He shouldn't be offside there either, Gyökeres. Why are these players so average with regard to the offside rule? Like, you know, like Hernan Crespo, Nicolas Anelka. They would never be caught offside like that. Like, why are you offside there, mate? Like, I'm being really serious. Why, when Martin Odegaard plays that intelligent ball, is Victor Gyökeres 2 yards offside? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you got excellent centre forwards. You know who'd never be offside there? Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry. Never. Do you think Wayne Rooney's offside in that situation? Absolutely not. Do you know when you watch this game? Look at Casemiro here. You know when you watch this game, you just go, my God, Manchester United need to go to Brighton now. Someone in the director's box here at Old Trafford needs to get out of the director's box. He's there, right? He's having a lovely time. He's probably had a lovely glass of Runar champagne. He's having a great time. His boss needs to go, oi, down that drink, get out of here, get on the M6. You are going to Brighton now. Get on that motorway. You get to Brighton. And don't come back until you've got Carlos Baleba with you. That's what needs to happen. You look at this Man United midfield. It's static. Ashkan says VAR didn't exist with Crespo, Omri and Bergkamp. That's nothing to do with VAR, is it? Gyökeres wasn't flagged by VAR there. Gyökeres was flagged by the linesman. I'll tell you what, if VAR existed then, the times that they were flagged offside, they wouldn't have been. Hernan Crespo was always flagged offside when he was 2 yards onside because he was so clever. He would be a mile offside. He would be a mile on his own, and it would look like, to be that far clear, you would have to have started offside. But he wasn't. He was just so clever and so quick. It would have done him a favour. Oh, Man United. I mean, it wouldn't have been deserved, but they nearly scored. I mean, I say they nearly scored. The ball has now rolled out for nearly a throw. It hasn't even gone out. Declan Rice kept it in. It's a good tackle here. And Bruno Fernandes is going to have a shot, is he? No, no one's going to have a shot. Bruno Fernandes takes it on again. Last-ditch defending here from Arsenal. Oh, it's very composed, in fairness. Very composed from William Saliba into Gyökeres, who needs to hold it up. Done enough, won a foul. He's done enough, and he has won a foul. And that is good centre-forward play. But I feel like Manchester United could have got something a little bit more out of that. There's a good save there from David Raya. Cunha did well. Declan Rice had him under major pressure. Great touch, actually, from David Raya. Great save. I mean, also, Declan Rice did have a hold of Cunha's shirt. David Raya does truly brilliantly. Does really, really well. 38 minutes into the game. Very stagnant from Manchester United. Arsenal haven't been great themselves, but they've got their noses in front, and that's all that matters. Declan Rice just taking the sting out of the game. You can see that Arsenal are now just looking after the ball. They're not doing anything particularly insightful, anything particularly exciting. They're just looking after the ball. Here we go. Here we go. Look, it's just so easy for Manchester United. There's just no pressure. Easy for Arsenal. Like Arsenal, they have the ball in Manchester United's third, and there's just no tackles going in. Odegaard to Saka. I'll tell you when the next tackle goes in. Saka's, nobody's put a tackle in yet. 3 passes, nobody's put a tackle in. Chipped into the box. Manchester United head on the ball, in fairness. But there's just not enough tackles. Like, you know when you win games of football? You win games of football when you've got a midfield of players like N'Golo Kante who are just tackling. Frank Lampard, tackling. Michael Essien, tackling. Patrick Vieira, tackling. Where are the tackles in this Manchester United team? Who's meant to be winning the ball? Casemiro, no. Bruno Fernandes, no. Mason Mount's a centre forward, not him. Who's tackling and winning the ball? Right, Manchester United have conceded possession. I will tell you when the next tackle goes in. Bukayo Saka's got the ball near the corner flag. Is he going to keep it in? He has. Good tackle from Dorgu, but he's conceded a corner. It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense to me. I'm surprised. Like, it could all be different. Mason Mount drops into the midfield. Maybe Casemiro goes off. Sesko goes up front. It could be a new look. Saliba comes forward. Look, the cavalry are coming forward. Saliba forward. Gabriel forward. Calafiori forward. Declan Rice forward. It's about to be crossed in by Bukayo Saka right in front of the Stretford end. Here we go. Right. Calafiori in the box. He's already got one today. Oh, it's dropped 2. Now, Martin Odegaard, he could have done better with that. And then it is volleyed miles wide by Ben White. And why he's done that, I do not know. Why he's done that, I really do not know. Leeds versus Everton Monday night. That is going to be a classic game. Ellen Road, opening day of the season, as Leeds welcome Everton. What a moment that will be. 41 minutes gone at Old Trafford. The score is Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0. Calafiori's fouled Mbeumo there. That has to be a booking, I think. He's pulled his shirt back. Yeah. And Mbeumo's had a good start. Impressive start from Brian Mbeumo. Yeah, a terrible foul there from Calafiori. I mean, one that he probably had to make, but he got caught the wrong side and Mbeumo spun him. He's looked really lively, Brian Mbeumo, in fairness. Really, really, really good player. Why is Sesko not on the pitch? That's the question. Oh, yeah, they just haven't done enough, Manchester United. They really haven't. Arsenal haven't got out of second gear, and they are just finding it so easy. Like, the ball is back now with Luke Shaw. Arsenal have their shape. It just doesn't look like a threat. It just doesn't look like a threat. Terrible pass. Ben White deals with the danger very easily. Patrick Dorgu doing his best to get on it, but Ben White finds it easy. Ruben Amorim wearing a hoodie in the blazing sunshine. Can't get my head around that, but it is what it is. Yeah, doesn't make sense. Right, Casemiro's found himself in a lot of room. Picked out a very good pass into Mason Mount, wiggling for a bit of room out to Patrick Dorgu. There is so much intricate stuff here, but will it even result in a shot on goal? No, Manchester United do not have the ingenuity, and Arsenal again snuff out the danger. Arsenal yet again snuff out the danger. It's just too easy. It is just too easy for Arsenal. Arsenal, they haven't played particularly well. They haven't done anything particularly intelligent. They haven't done anything particularly crazy. But they are winning this game at a canter. They are finding it far too easy because Manchester United have nothing to offer. Aside from some decent moments for Mason Mount and some excellent play from Brian Mbeumo, it's been very uninspiring for the home team. And it's the home of Manchester United. Opening day of the season. Surely there needs to be more adventure from them. They need to be more cavalier. They need to be more up for it. There needs to be more pride in the Manchester United shirt. You're playing in front of like 80,000 Man United fans. What is going on? Well, 73,000 Man United fans. What is going on? Brian Mbeumo, one to beat. Goes on the outside, around the outside. Chip to the far post. Excellent effort from Mason Mount to keep it alive. But ultimately, this is just so easy for Arsenal. Like I say, they're not playing well. But they don't need to play well. You only play as well as you have to play, don't you? Play as well as the opposition makes you play. And the scoreline reads Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. And therefore, why do they need to play much better? Gyökeres does really well against De Ligt. Sets Saka on his way. Just waits the pass a bit wrong. But Gyökeres just launched De Ligt. Launched him. Yeah, Casemiro, not his best half of football ever. Guarantee you that. Guarantee you that much. Right, with a little bit of luck, this game will come alive very soon. Ben White on the ball into Declan Rice. Right, here we go again, Arsenal. Let's see when the tackle comes in. Excellent pass from Odegaard. Gyökeres is now wide. He needs to pick the right pass here. Jesus Christ, he desperately overhit that. Oh dear. See, this is the problem. When you sign a footballer, when you sign a centre forward, he just can't contribute to it. Like, he's all round. He just blasted the ball. He's got to put a cross in. He's whacked it over the entire area. It's gone out for a throw-in. It's like so average. So average. See, the difference is every single time Manchester United get the ball, Arsenal swarm around them. Every single time Arsenal get the ball, Arsenal have the total freedom of the entire area. So, I mean, that is now half-time, and I guarantee you this, that was just atrocious. An atrocious half for Manchester United. They haven't turned up. Everything that we said about Manchester United pre this season starting is still true this very moment. Every single thing that we have said about Manchester United, whatever you thought of Manchester United, whatever you thought of Ruben Amorim before this season, It's still true today. His team lacklustre. Playing Mason Mount through the middle when you have gone out and you have signed Sesko. Look, Brian and Burmo's played very well. Cunha, there's had moments. But generally speaking, this has been so flat from Manchester United. And they are playing at home. They're playing at home against a major rival. They're playing at home against a fantastic rival. You look at the antipathy and the history between Arsenal and Manchester United. And I ask you this question. Why are the Man United players not up for it? Every single time Arsenal get the ball, Arsenal seem to have loads of room. There's no tackles going in. There seems to be so calm. Declan Rice picks the ball up in the middle, takes a touch, has a look, no pressure, rolls the ball into Odegaard. Manchester United are making tackles when they have to. Conversely, Arsenal seem up for it, desperate to win, fighting for one another. And look, Arsenal haven't played well, but they haven't had to play well. Arsenal have been clearly the best team and they haven't got out of second gear. It has been incredibly easy for Arsenal. And people will say Arsenal haven't played very well. People will say Arsenal haven't done this, Arsenal haven't done that. They've only scored a set-piece goal. Anybody that's sneery about set-piece goals is an absolute moron. I guarantee you it. If you want to talk about Arsenal scoring a set-piece and you then want to tell me that set-pieces aren't impressive, you then want to tell me that set-pieces aren't value, the teams who do well in set-pieces don't necessarily deserve the respect, because what do you want to see? You want to see all this open play and only glorious football. You're totally missing the point. The fact that Arsenal are 1-0 up away from home on the opening day of the season at a tricky fixture, scoring a headed goal from a corner in front of the Stretford end, it's the sign of being a potential champion. That is what potential champions do. This isn't at all an example of Arsenal being flat. This isn't at all an example to have a pop at Arsenal. Arsenal have gone away from home on the opening day of the season off the back of watching Manchester City win, off the back of watching Liverpool win. And what have they done? They have gone away from home, they have scored a set-piece goal, and they have dictated the entire tempo of the game. Look, don't get me wrong, there have been flashes, there have been moments here and there, a couple of half chances for Manchester United. But ultimately, if you are an Arsenal fan, you have to be over the moon with what you've seen so far. You literally have to be over the moon, because Arsenal have basically got everything right. Tactically, they've got it right. Tactically, the score is Arsenal 2, Arteta 2, Ruben Amorim 0. Ruben Amorim has been making mistake after mistake after mistake. And coming into this game over the week, coming into this game, when people were asking me, what do you reckon, big game Sunday, how do you see it going? Like, I met a geezer on a tube at King's Cross, Arsenal fan, he went, what do you reckon? Shout out to that geezer. You could be watching. I'm going to tell the truth of our conversation. We had a conversation between King's Cross and Baker Street. Great Portland Street, Euston and all that. Me and you were chatting. And I said to you, I can see there being problems for you. You were an Arsenal fan. You're an Arsenal fan. And you asked me my opinions. And I said to you, mate, it's going to be tough. You're going to Old Trafford. Old Trafford, opening day of the season. Mate, Old Trafford is going to be buoyant. The Stretford end is going to be lively. You've got a wicked history with that club and their fans are going to be going mad. They're going to be thinking about Cesc Fabregas launching a pizza over Sir Alex Ferguson. They're going to be thinking about all those moments. They're going to be thinking about Sylvain Wiltord scoring at Old Trafford. They're going to be thinking about Mark Overmars scoring at Old Trafford. They're going to be desperate to score against you. You have a big rivalry. Thierry Henry doing the it's a scream thing. It's going to be a really difficult game for you. That's what I was saying to you on the tube. And I was wrong, mate. I was wrong. Everything that I said about the history of Manchester United that's going to make this fixture hard for you hasn't come true, because Ruben Amorim has allowed it to not come true, and I cannot understand it. Ruben Amorim should have made this a cauldron. He should have made it this basketball game, this intense affair. After 5 seconds, a really heavy challenge should have gone into an Arsenal player. Get Old Trafford on its feet. Make it a fight. Make it worth fighting for. Make something of this game. Instead of that, Arsenal, easy. Arsenal, rhythm. Odegaard, Rice, Saka. Easy. And I tell you what, if I was a Man United fan in that Stretford end, I'd be livid with this. Why have we got a centre-forward? Okay, he's only been at the club for a couple of weeks. Sesko landed at Man United, what, 9th? Something like that? The 9th? 9th of August. So you go, maybe he needs a soft launch. Maybe you don't want to throw him in a deep end. Sod that. If you ask Benjamin Sesko, do you want to play in Premier League football? He'd go, yeah. If you ask a 12-year-old Benjamin Sesko, when he was a kid, you go, mate, you're gonna play for Man United one day. What do you reckon your dream debut is? Do you know what he'd say? He'd go, my dream debut would be opening day of the season at Old Trafford against Arsenal. That's what he would say. I swear to you, he's of an age, right? He's of an age where he's gonna know Arsenal, Bergkamp, Henry. He's gonna know those boys, and he's gonna say, my opening day of the season for when I'm a Man United player, I'm gonna play and start and score against Arsenal. at Old Trafford. That's what he would have said. Instead of that, Ruben Amorim has put Mason Mount through the middle. Like, is anyone hearing me? Like, Mason Mount through the middle. Like, I don't care. I don't care if he's just landed in the country. I don't care. There is no way. I don't want to hear anyone rationalising that Mason Mount is a better option through the middle than Benjamin Sesko. I just don't want to hear it. And do you know what else would happen? It would mean that you could play Mason Mount deeper. You could take Casemiro off the pitch. So it's going to elevate the team. It's going to elevate everything massively. And that is so important. Look, I've just had a look here. 73% of the chat think that Manchester United have been the better team. And I'm afraid that is just completely inconsequential. Like, that is not true. I mean, don't get me wrong. The scoreline doesn't tell the story of the first 45 minutes. I agree with that. Arsenal, they've been nervous. They've been error-prone, but they've done what they had to do. Yeah, have Arsenal played well? Absolutely not. Have Arsenal got out of second gear? Absolutely not. Have Arsenal made errors? Absolutely. But they've done what they had to do. I don't understand why we're trying to pretend here that anything particularly impressive has happened from Man United. I really don't. And I'm going to dive straight into the super chat here. Reece K has said, Ruben's choice of personnel has always baffled me. Reece K suggesting that Ruben Amorim's choice of personnel is baffling. I agree with you. I agree. I mean, Mason Mount as a false nine just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think Mason Mount's had a bad game at all. But as a false nine, it's just weird. And I mean, playing Bayendier, I know that Andre Onana is troublesome, but he's picked Bayendier, and managers live and die by their decisions. Managers are judged on their decisions, and he's played Bayendier, who has put out the most flimsy save, which has allowed Calafiori to score a goal. The corner has come in from Declan Rice. That keeper Bayendier that has been selected by Amorim needs to come out, wipe everyone out, and claim the ball. What does Peter Schmeichel do in that situation? Anyone that is trying to get between Schmeichel and the ball. So in this situation, William Saliba. William Saliba is cleaned out. And that is what Bayendier should be doing. William Saliba should be cleaned out. And not only do you clear William Saliba out, but William Saliba gets cleaned out and Mason Mount is done for being there, for not doing his job. Everyone is cleaned out. That's what Schmeichel does. Everyone is cleaned out. That's what Van der Sar does. What does Bayendier do? Delicate. Nothing. Goal. Calafiori. What's the point? What kind of goal is that? What kind of goalkeeping is that? Delicate, flimsy footballers. It just doesn't make sense to me. And don't get me wrong, there is signs of encouragement for Manchester United. You know, and Burmo's looked wicked. He really has. Like, when he's bringing it down, he's bringing Dalot into play. Cunha's had a few moments as well. But they're losing. And they're losing because of Bayendier. I mean, I think they need changes, desperate changes. I mean, I can see Arsenal making some changes. I think Havertz should come on. I can't believe I'm saying that. But I think Havertz should come on. I can also see Timber coming on. But Manchester United need to do something more here. They have the opening game of the season at home. And this is like pitiful. It just feels pitiful to me. It really, really does. There is a couple of super chats that have landed. I must say, thank you very much to everyone who's got in touch with the channel. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to go through them now. Can I ask you a massive favour? Could you like this stream as I go through these super chats? Thank you very much. We are going to go now into the Black and Decker Workbench, who says, oh, he sent a Rory Jennings gift membership. You've gifted out a member. Welcome to any new member, by the way. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Thank you very much to the Black and Decker Workshop for giving out the memberships. Listen, I have something very interesting to tell you. I've been doing loads of content just for the members, and the second that this stream ends, I'm going to be doing a stream just for the members. So I'll be going live the second that the referee blows a full-time whistle at Old Trafford, and we'll be doing a live stream summing up all the weekend's football just for the members. So make sure that you're there. We can have a great back and forth. I've got loads going on in that members community. Thank you very much to the Black and Decker. Doolinated Sid says, Gyökeres strong and fast, but he looks clumsy on the ball. I mean, the moment that really shocked me with Gyökeres, and this is where Havertz is a much better option. Gyökeres was down the channel. And being a centre forward, it isn't only about being a battering ram through the middle. You know what I mean? Like Alan Shearer was a battering ram through the middle. He was a great eye for a goal. But he would also put in a brilliant cross. You have to be able to put in a great cross. Gyökeres found himself down the channel. He just blazed the ball straight out of play. Link-up play is so important for a modern-day centre-forward, especially at a club like Arsenal, where you have fantastic players around you. Another super chat has landed here from the Budsy WV, who says, United a better team by far. Your bias is a joke. Mate, you're losing at home to a rival like Arsenal. You're not the better team. Have you had more chances? Have you had better chances? Are you playing well? Has your manager got it right? Are you happy with the team selection? I don't think it's true, buddy. I mean, but I mean, you say bias. I don't care who wins this. I want you both to get beat. I genuinely do. I want you both to get beat. So you say bias. I have no bias here. But I do desperately want you both to get beat. But I don't know what you're seeing. I could be getting it wrong. Let's see what everybody else in the chat thinks. I could be getting it wrong. But I just don't see how you can be happy with this if you are a Manchester United fan. Arsenal have been vulnerable. Arsenal have been there for the taking. Arsenal have been shaky at the back. Arsenal have not been putting it together. They haven't been their fluent self. And they're winning at Old Trafford, scoring goals, pitiful goals in front of the Stretford end. Look, Budsy, if you're a Man United fan and you think I'm being biased and you're happy with what you've seen, if you're happy losing to an Arsenal team that look, I don't know, Arsenal not out of second gear. This Arsenal team are not out of second gear and yet they are winning. And they are winning fairly convincingly. So, like I say, I really do not understand it. I really do not understand it at all. But like I say, there we go. I don't really know how anybody can be thinking that that I'm getting it wrong. But I guess it is what it is. Budsy says, swap the goalkeepers and United are winning. Yeah, okay. Who picked the goalkeeper? Your manager has come out and said that Andre Onana is fit. And your manager has made a decision to play Bayindir off the back of what we saw Bayindir do on the last day of the season against Aston Villa. How can you be okay? Like, mate, I don't think that I'm being particularly biased here, Budsy. And look, the reason I love going live like this are for these back and forths. Me now having a pop at you, this is football for me. This is what I like. This is what I do to my mates in the pub, and I'm extending the courtesy to you. I like these back and forths. We're going to argue. Sometimes we're going to argue and I'm going to hold my hands up and go, do you know what, Budsy, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Other times we're going to argue when it's like this. And you are a Man United fan. Presumably you're a Man United fan who's not 11, right? So you know what the standards of the club should be. You're in your 20s, 30s. You know what the standards of the club should be. How is this okay? I just don't get it. I literally do not get it. But look, I could be wrong. There is an incredibly kind donation here from Angelo Mendonca. Clive Mendonca's son. Are you related to Clive Mendonca? Are you related to the Charlton icon Clive Mendonca? Only very select few people will know who Clive Mendonca is. But that is an outrageously good and generous super chat. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I hope that you are a member, sir. We have a live stream going live straight after the football tonight where we're going to talk football, and it is exclusive to the members only. Just for members, we have a live stream that's going to occur. So I hope that you're going to be in there, sir. Everybody is saying that I'm wrong. Everybody is telling me that I'm wrong in the chat. Is that correct? United a better team by far. Your bias is a joke, is what Budsy said. I don't know how United fans can be happy with what they've seen here. I mean, I really do not. But look, I did say, Rory, you're not going to say you're sorry. I will say I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Mate, Manchester United fans have far more right to tell me. Are you a Man United fan watching this and you're happy with what you've seen? Are you happy with what you've seen? Are you happy with the intensity that you're playing at? Are you happy with the room that Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice finds himself in? Are you happy with the amount of time that they're on the ball before they face a challenge? Look, if you think I'm wrong, fine. And look, you're the boss. You are the boss. Budsy says Amorim did not sign the goalkeepers. No, he didn't. But he picked the one today that made a pig's ear of it in his last Premier League game, your last Premier League game. And he's picked him today and he's done it again with the most delicate, flimsy tip. I mean, Joe is in the super chat here and he has said you've got to love the salty Manchester United fans. I mean, Manchester United fans seem to be quite happy. I'm a United fan and it's terrible. We're a mid-table team again, says Sean. I mean, maybe I am being too harsh. I don't know. But maybe this is more my problem. Maybe I'm judging by Manchester United, by the standards that I know Manchester United. In my head, Manchester United are a team that strive for the very best and demand the very best. And what we've seen here is, I mean, the highlight of the half was probably a Patrick Dorgu shot from outside the box that hit the post. I mean, it was a great effort, could have gone in. David Raya was scrambling, no doubt. But apart from that moment, I mean, I can't really think of another decent chance that was created. A couple of half chances here and there, but I can't really think of any. I mean, there was the David Raya one, wasn't there? David Raya when he saved it, and David Raya ended up getting a touch on it, and it went out for a throw. Well, it nearly went out for a throw. I think Declan Rice kept it in. But it's a couple of half chances, and you're losing. You've conceded a pitiful goal. Like, I'm afraid I'm right here. I'm afraid I am right. And do you know what? I have nothing but respect for the Man United fans in the chat that are telling me I'm wrong. I have nothing but respect for Budsy. But if you are happy with this and you are a Man United fan, man, couldn't you dribble him through 4 players? Yeah, that's what happened, isn't it? That's what happened. He literally, I mean, it was the way that he dropped a shoulder, step over, sent them all flying. It was like watching Diego Maradona again. He didn't just bumble through 4 players, did he? And then let off a shot that went straight into the keeper's hands. Come on. Listen, Man United fans. This isn't good enough. Right, let's see what happens now. We're underway. We're 18, 19 seconds into this half. And now let us see what this is all about. Let us see what this is all about. Manchester United. Right, we're going to see now. Let's see the intensity that Manchester United play with. They're losing at home to a major rival in the Premier League on the opening day of the season. Let's see what Man United are all about. Fine, let's see. Right, Arsenal here. Arsenal immediately in the box, by the way. Still in the first minute of the second half, and Arsenal on the ball, Arsenal in the box. Since I've been speaking, Man United ain't touched the ball. Zubimendi picks it up, no pressure on the ball. Literally no pressure on the ball. No pressure on the ball. Plays it square. Still no pressure on the ball. Ben White's feet. Still no pressure on the ball. Saliba's feet, no pressure on the ball. Into Declan Rice. First time ball round the corner from Declan Rice, cut out by Luke Shaw, fair play. Right, Luke Shaw on the ball, put under pressure immediately, played into Dorgu, put under pressure immediately. See the difference? I'm just saying what I see here. I don't care, I don't like either of these clubs. But you see the difference? There is another super chat here from Angelo Mendonca, who says he's not related to Clive Mendonca. That's a shame, because Clive Mendonca is an icon. True icon. Sunderland? Charlton? But Angelo, you got a cooler name than him. I'd rather be called Angelo than Clive. I think that Manchester United have shown promise, but the keeper let him down. The keeper let us down. He's a Man United fan. Need to see Sesko this half too. Angelo, I agree with that. You do need to see that. Theron says, as a 43-year-old Manchester United fan, yes, this is better. You're 43, man. You've seen your team win a treble and a double. A double European Cup, I'm talking. European Cup and League. Other doubles as well, the 94 double. Mate, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Right, let's see the intensity that Man United play. Right, United are on the attack now. Mason Mount, good ball into Dorgu. There's something nice going on down this left side here, Dorgu. Dorgu immediately dispossessed very well by Zubimendi, who goes long. Luke Shaw retrieves it. Better from Man United. Right, wave after wave of attack is what you want to be seeing. Throw into Manchester United. Throw into Manchester United. The ball's at Luke Shaw's feet. Right, tackle from Saka. Let's see in terms of the intensity, in terms of the being on the front foot, in terms of asking the question. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Right, Manchester United on the ball now. Better. Casemiro sprays it, left-footed pass. Fantastic ball into Dorgu's feet. Lays it back to Shaw. Better from Man United. You're right. The United fans that were happy so far, better. Again, ball round the corner. Luke Shaw's in behind here. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Gets his shot off. Blocked. Nothing in it. I think that's gone out for a goal kick. Fair play, Man United. Decent passage. First couple of minutes of the half. Better. Ruben Amorim's words that were said over half-time may be having an impact. Let us see. Kai Havertz is not coming on. He's putting a jumper on. It's cold. It's a chilly day. It's chilly. Gyökeres. Right, let us see now. Right, Martin Odegaard's wide. Better. Bruno Fernandes teaming up with Luke Shaw. They've won the ball back. And won a throw-in. Okay, right, let's see now. This is the moment of the game where it's going to be decided. So let us see how this is going to go. Right, Dorgu with a throw-in. That's a foul throw, surely, by the way. Someone needs to teach Patrick Dorgu how to do football. Very good how to do a throw-in. Very good footballer, but you can't do a throw-in like that. Calafiori's feet. Martin Odegaard, ball over the top, looking for Gyökeres. Okay, a little bit disjointed from Arsenal. A little bit disjointed so far. Exathon in the super chat here says, I saw us be great. Best football since Fergie. What, this? No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that X3 on. I don't believe you anymore. X3 on's a troll. That's what they're called. They're called trolls. When they come in and try and upset me, upset my equilibrium, they're like, this isn't the best football since Fergie. Like, it just isn't. It just can't be. You've won European silverware since Fergie. Won FA Cup. What are you on about? Man United have been in, 10 finals in 9 years, or 9 finals in 10 years. Come on. Better, though. I must admit, the first 5 minutes of this half is better from Manchester United. Laid back to Mbermo. Okay, down back to Delit. Nothing wrong with looking after the ball. You don't have to force it. Yeah, this is nice. Look after the ball. Manchester United doing all right here. See, I say what I see. Fitz has been asking the thoughts on the game. I tell you what, Fitz, I've been getting in the neck a bit from the Man United fans that have been in the chat. Because I've been saying that this isn't particularly good for Man United and hasn't been good enough. But Man United fans that have been in this chat at least think that they've been playing very well and have been unlucky. Gyökeres in the box. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. If I speak, oh dear. Battering ram footballers can be good, but they got to be able to play as well. When they are surrounded by players, like Arsenal are a team of ballers. Saka, Odegaard. I don't know enough about Gyökeres, man. I don't know what he's like with his feet. But I tell you what he's not going to do. He's not going to score 102 goals in 98 games here. That he is not going to do. But yeah, Fitz, to answer your question, basically Arsenal fans livid with me. Because I'm saying that they haven't been playing particularly well. They seem to believe that they have been playing particularly well. Tell you what, Patrick Dorgu's looked like a good outlet today, don't you think? Big 10 minutes now. The next 10 minutes could define this game. Manchester United get into it, they could go on and win it. Arsenal get another one. That's a bad foul, I think. Very late tackle there from Bruno Fernandes. He's furious, but you can't go sliding in late like that. You just cannot go sliding around late like that. Right, Bruno Fernandes is doing... Do you know what? Those kind of late tackles are, I don't mind them. They're the kind of tackles that puts pressure on. They're the kind of tackles that get people moving. They're the kind of tackle that get Old Trafford on its feet. Oh, look, there's Thomas Tuchel, England's manager. Gyökeres has had a bit of a clash here with Dorgu, and Casemiro's gone down crying after a fairly innocuous challenge with Declan Rice. Nothing too much in that, I didn't think. But he's not happy. The substitutions are arriving. Amad Diallo is coming on, finally. How he didn't start, I do not know. But Amad Diallo is bowling into the fray. As well he should be. As well he should be. By the way, we have a new member. Welcome to the community. You are now a fellow 20%er. Welcome to Reese K. Sir, you now have access to a lot of content that is just made for your eyes only. It is only for the members. And as soon as this video finishes, as soon as this game finishes, we're going to be going live on this channel straight after, just for the members. So we're going to do a very intricate, a very exclusive live only for members only. because that's where I have my chats, man. That's where the community happens. Social media is all too toxic, so that is the members' community where it's at. Reese K, you are now a 20%er. Welcome, 12th Marylebone, sir. Sam K in the super chat here says, I don't get the Shaw hate, to be honest. I get that he's made of glass, but when he's fit, he's up there as one of the best left backs in the league. People forget. Sam, I disagree with every word of that. I don't rate him anywhere near as highly as you. 5-6 years ago when he's scoring for England at Wembley, maybe. But never fit. Not that good when he is fit. Don't really like him. I saw a clip of him singing about someone's mother being on benefits or something like that, and I just found the whole thing like, you know, when you've got millionaire footballers earning hundreds of thousands of pounds a week singing about people being on benefits, I can well live without it. And I basically don't have any time for Luke Shaw. Also, I think he's majorly overrated. Sort of don't rate that kind of fullback, man. You know the way he's like all big and that barreling. He's like a barrel, isn't he? Barreling down the wing in the 8 games a season he plays. Nah, not for me. Not for me, sir. But I'm probably in the minority there, Sam. I think people do like him. I just happen to not. Somebody's mentioned Peter O'Hanrahan in the chat. Peter O'Hanrahan, icon. I'm quite good friends with that bloke. The Peter O'Hanrahan, Patrick Marber, he's a friend of mine. I tell you what, Manchester United have a good opportunity. Free kick in a very good position, launched in. See, that's the difference between a proper goalkeeper. David Raya gets rid of it, Bayendir pushes it into his own net. That's the difference. Oh, a bit disjointed there. Manchester United, if it had been a better pass, the cross could have been whipped over. Drop back to Mbermo. Better from Manchester United, though, creating wave after wave of attack. Cross to the far post, kept it? No, not kept in. Again, though, better from Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes moaning about something, obviously, but nothing really in it. Nothing really in it. But Manchester United this half have been the better team. No doubt about it. This half, they have been the better team. Sam is in the super chat, and Sam has said, Sam, what's happening, mate? You've been great this stream. You've really kept the conversation flowing. Sam has said, Rory, mate, wasn't Ivanovic that type of... You literally can never, ever compare an icon like Branislav Ivanovic with a forgettable Premier League footballer like Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's no better than Graham Lasso. No way. No way better. No way, nowhere near. Luke Shaw isn't in the top 10 fullbacks ever. I can name 20 better fullbacks than Luke Shaw. Easy. 20. You'd struggle to name 3 better than Ivanovic. Luke Shaw and Branislav Ivanovic don't play the same sport, mate. They do not play the same sport. Don't even ever say Luke Shaw's name around Branislav Ivanovic again. They literally don't play the same sport. Branislav Ivanovic, one of the best to have ever done it. A Premier League and Chelsea icon. Have you ever sat on a crossbar with a Serbian flag raised, having won Chelsea a European trophy? Have you ever, I'll ask you a question, have you ever scored a goal in a European final and sat on the crossbar and celebrated? Have you? If not, bounce, because he has. Has Luke Shaw ever sat on a crossbar celebrating European glory? Wouldn't have thought so. Wouldn't have thought so. Wouldn't fancy that crossbar's chances either. I thought it was funny. No, Luke Shaw, Branislav Ivanovic do not play the same sport. Luke Shaw isn't in the top 10 left backs, let alone full backs. Luke Shaw is not in the top 10 left backs of the Premier League era. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Luke Shaw can tussle it out with John Arnorisa for who's a better fullback. John Arnorisa versus Luke Shaw. Those two can work out who's better out of those two. But leave the top tier fullbacks for another conversation, man. Luke Shaw's nowhere near it. Luke Shaw versus John Arnorisa versus Ben Chilwell versus Tyreek Mitchell. They're all that's a conversation. But Luke Shaw's no better than that. By the way, Kai Havertz is coming on. Victor Gyökeres is coming off to a fairly underwhelming Fairly underwhelming debut. And Noni Madueke is coming on for his Arsenal debut. Let's see how this goes for Noni Madueke. Arsenal trying something a bit different here, aren't they? Martinelli and Saka have been far more narrow. Far more narrow. Like, they're not staying wide. Be interesting to see if they go far more wide now. Now that Havertz is on. Havertz is on. Madueke is on. Let's see if Saka stays as narrow or they stretch the pitch as wide as possible. Can I ask you a question, by the way? Is anybody watching this stream and not subscribed? Would you do me a massive favour and please click subscribe? Really, really does help me out. And I would love to welcome you into this community. Please do click subscribe right now. We may reach the promised land, the land of milk and honey, if anyone is kind enough to click this subscribe button. Thank you very much. Oh, look, it's already coming in, the PR. Paul Minami in the chat has already come in. Gyökeres isn't fit. Oh, right. I thought he just didn't have a good game. But it's because he did have a good game, he just wasn't fit. I think we're allowed to say that he just didn't have a good game. He started the game, so we have to assume that he's fit. But he just didn't have a particularly good game. He just did not have a particularly good game. That is the life that we're living in. We are 61 minutes into the game. Half hour to go. Let us see how this goes now. Half an hour to go. Let us see how this goes. Okay, let's see what Manchester United are all about. Mason Mount strokes the ball out to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw picks the ball up into Mason Mount. It's all quite tidy from Manchester United, but it's not penetrating. Arsenal finding it quite easy. There's nothing really happening between the lines. When they get into situations, they kind of give the ball away. And now Kai Havertz is going to break. And Arsenal could be at their most threatening when Manchester United are on the attack. It's 3 versus 4 here. Can Kai Havertz pick out Bukayo Saka? Holds it up well, Havertz, in fairness. Does really well. Holds it up really well. Fights off De Ligt. Ultimately, De Ligt and Havertz go 50-50 and Cunha picks up the loose ball. Better from Havertz, though. Better than anything we saw from Gyökeres already. And ball is back with Bayandier's feet. It's all a bit static at the moment, but I feel like Arsenal will be happy enough with how it's going. Bill mentions that Florian Wirtz wasn't brilliant the other day. You're absolutely right. He most certainly wasn't. But half hour to go. Manchester United need to fight desperately to get back into this game, and they are going to do that by bringing on a player like Manuel Ugarte. Not a bad player to bring on at all. Somebody with a little bit of angst, a little bit of fight. But no, not much. Not much has gone right for Arsenal. Arsenal haven't played particularly well, but they are still winning. Arsenal lead. That's all that matters. Saka across. Well cut out. And Manchester United deal with it well. Sesko is surely going to be brought on at some point. You know, we've seen Gyökeres. He's been on and gone. Surely he's going to come on at some point. But yeah, this is getting quite tense now for Manchester United because Arsenal aren't looking good, but they're winning. They're winning, and as much as they're not playing very well, Manchester United don't really look like scoring. Sometimes you can win ugly opening day, man. It's fine. Just win ugly opening day. Sam is in the super chat again, and he said if Shaw could stay fit, he'd be up there with Cole. Cole is comparable to Maldini. You honestly think that you're telling me that if Luke Shaw was fit, he would be comparable to Maldini? Roberto Carlos. Get a grip. Luke Shaw, at the very best, is comparable to John Arnorisa. At the very best. And I've been really kind to him there. Really kind. John Arnorisa. Arbeloa. That kind of player. Nowhere near. Casemiro's gone off. Ugarte is on. And Benjamin Sesko is on. If Manchester United fans aren't singing S-E-S-K-O instead of D-I-S-C-O, they're making a massive mistake. I don't know what's wrong with football. S-E-S-K-O. That needs to be happening. That needs to be happening right now on the Stretford end. You need to be changing the lyrics of D-I-S-C-O. We used to do that for Roberto Di Matteo. Matteo. So we shall see how this goes now. Not a particularly inspiring start from Victor Gyökeres. Let's see what Benjamin Sesko can do. Kai Havertz has been fouled there. Sure. No, he hasn't. I thought Amad Diallo went through the back of Kai Havertz, but it hasn't been given. I mean, I felt that was a definite foul in Havertz's favour. Weird that was not given, but it is what it is. Arsenal are going to be happy enough with the way that this is going. I think they are still winning the game. They're still winning the game. They aren't playing particularly well. Winning ugly at Old Trafford. It's one of their most difficult fixtures of the season. They've got it out of the way and they're going to have got the victory. I think it's absolutely fine. I don't think it's a big deal at all. I really don't. Like, what are they meant to do? Just turn up and win 4-0. It's always difficult to go to Old Trafford. Always difficult to go to Old Trafford. It's especially difficult to go to Old Trafford on the opening day of the season. But Manchester United have 25 minutes to save something from this day. It's a symbolic victory and it's a symbolic defeat. Losing at home to a big rival on the opening day doesn't set you up for a good season. Winning away at a big rival on the opening day sets you up for a good season. Nothing's written in stone. I'm not suggesting that Arsenal definitely win the league if they win today. And I'm not suggesting that Man United definitely finish bottom half if they don't win today. I'm just saying that it's a significant victory. You go and you win at a rival. It's important. It is majorly important. The games today have not been of top quality. Been watching a lot of football and I've seen one goal scored. One goal. Hours and hours of football, one goal. Oh, Manchester United are in behind here. Let's see what they can make of this. Nothing. They just can't make anything of it. Like, they really can't. Like, they're so predictable. They're so out of ideas when they go forward. When I said this at half-time, I said that, fine, Arsenal haven't played well, but Man United are all over the place when they go forward. And as much as Arsenal don't look good, they're going to win the game. They're going to win the game because Manchester United don't have an answer. Man United fans were telling me I was wrong. Man United fans seem to be happy with the performance. I don't see what Man United fans are seeing to be happy with this. I think it's been terrible. Like, what's the shape? What's the ambition? What's the style? What are they trying to do? Lose the ball again? Ain't done anything. Like, do you know what? There is absolutely no way in this world that Arsenal don't win this game. And that is such an important thing to say. That Manchester United at home, at only 1-0 down, are beat. They've gone 1-0 down after 10 minutes and they're beat. They're not going to get back into this game. It's impossible. I just don't understand. I just don't understand it, you know? And I got a lot of stick at half-time. I loved the back and forth. It all went a bit mad at half-time when Man United fans were saying that they were a better team and saying that they were playing well. And I was like, Arsenal haven't got out of second gear and they have dominated the game. Arsenal haven't got out of second gear and they have been the best team by a mile. Arsenal haven't got out of second gear and there's no danger that they're going to lose. Arsenal have been terrible this half. Are they going to win the game? No, yes. So what does that say about Man United? What does it say about Arsenal? It says that Arsenal can win games when they play badly. It says Man United can't get up for a game and can't get back into a game at home. It's a lovely turn there from Cunha. Really, really lovely. And Burmo is in here. And Burmo's still in. And it comes to nothing. This is better for Manchester United, though. For them to get back into this game, they need to go again. Put that back line under as much pressure as possible. What an effort. Oh, my God. What an effort there from Bryan Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo has done something spectacular. Better from Manchester United. And that's what you want to see. You want this to be a contest. You want this to be a hate-filled, end-to-end game. Not like predictable. Bryan Mbeumo, the first wave of the attack, doesn't quite get it out of his feet. It's cleared, not well enough. They're showing us the wrong chance. Showing us the first chance when Gabriel does very well. It's the second chance. Right, here it comes. It bounces awkwardly for Bryan Mbeumo. He adjusts his body amazingly well, but it just goes wide. But it was an excellent effort. By the way, I've just seen a super chat land here from the Fitz who says, BVV hasn't got a clue. Same as with that United fan slagging Frimpong and Kirkes for the goals when they went off the pitch at 2-0. Had to get that off my chest. Fitz, I appreciate you getting that off your chest. Is that what happened? I didn't even know that's what happened. Okay. Thank you very much. Cunha and Martin Odegaard are having a major set to here. Gabriel has stepped in. Cunha now looks less up for the fight. Now Gabriel has stepped in. The Acid Rage is saying that I'm getting it all wrong because I'm comparing teams who have been being built for 6 years with the team that's being built for however long. I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? The two teams are playing today, so I'm going to compare the two teams. The two teams that are playing today are going to be compared because they're playing against each other. They're two of the biggest clubs in the country. These two teams used to go for the jugular against one another. There is a natural comparison to be made. There is no mitigating circumstance. We go, well, actually, we're in development, so this 3 points doesn't matter. Actually, we're in development, so we're allowed to get battered at home. Actually, we're in development, so it doesn't matter that Bayen Diaz punched the ball into his own net. Actually, we're in development, so it doesn't matter that Ruben Amorim has made a pig's ear of it again. Does it matter? No, it matters. It matters. 3 points. 3 points on the opening day of the season against a major rival. It matters. Yeah, it matters. A huge thank you, by the way, to the community. But oh, look, another super chat has landed. I love what we're building here. Sam Fitz, Bernardo Goncalves. That is a cool name. Seen Gyökeres, 2 seasons at my club. He needs space. He's not a striker to stay in the box. The system doesn't fit him. Having said that, hope that he stinks for the rest of the season. I mean, look, you can't judge him. Now, there's an opportunity for us to say, give him a bit of time. You can't judge a player on his opening 1 hour in the Premier League. But what do you think, Bernardo? It sounds like you have a better understanding of who Gyökeres is. The way that Arsenal play, you know, they're going to be facing teams who play a low block. They're going to be sitting back against Arsenal. He's going to have to find his own rhythm, find his own space. Do you believe that he is going to be a hit at Arsenal? Do you believe that he's going to score the requisite goals that are going to take Arsenal to the title? Arsenal here in behind. Kai Havertz been threatening since he came on, Havertz. That's a good pass into the feet. I think it's Lewis Skelly. Gets dispossessed, but a corner. No, a goal kicker's one. Goal kicker's one. By the way, James Hepburn is in the super chat here and says, Ashley Cole played so well for England that I'd have him as the best England player we've had, and it isn't in black and white. And my mates think that's crazy. No, you're completely right. Ashley Cole is the only genuine best in the world ever player that England have produced in his position. Ashley Cole's the best left back to have ever lived. That's a fact. Like, whatever you think of other English players, whatever you think of the brilliance of other English players, it isn't true as a fact. But the contenders are who? Roberto Carlos, Paolo Maldini played a lot of his career as a centre-half. Ashley Cole is undoubtedly the best left back to have ever lived. James Hepburn, sir, you are completely and utterly correct. Martin Odegaard with an excellent first touch out of his feet there, but he's well dispossessed. And Manchester United now are on the break. Cunha driving. Declan Rice is hot in pursuit. Plays it wide. This is better for Man United. First time cross into the box. Brian Obama gets his head on it. And that is an amazing save from David Raya, who has kept his team in the lead. Better from Manchester United. Excellent from Manchester United. Playing with a bit of intensity. And Benjamin Sesko has just had the chance. Hang on a minute. The camera's focusing on Brian Mbeumo, who did brilliantly. It is not focusing on Benjamin Sesko, who just had an opportunity that nobody's talking about. Mate, it's showing the first chance. Brian Mbeumo does really well, rises high like a salmon, gets his header on. David Raya, a brilliant save. Mbeumo's been fantastic. Mbeumo has looked amazing in the Manchester United kit. Absolutely amazing. Fitz says, what a save, Raya. You are absolutely correct. Sam says, I had to say it's mutual and I can't stand Ben White. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mate, Sesko just had a major chance. Why have they not shown that again? Have I got it wrong? Tell me in the chat. Have I got it wrong? Benjamin Sesko just had a chance. I'm sure he did. And that was the chance for him to announce himself. Score on his debut. Like, and Mbeumo did the hard bit. The better chance fell to Sesko. Wow. I mean, that really was a brilliant passage of play from Manchester United. And if they can do that again, what they need to do now is do it again. Do it again, wave after wave of attack. That's what Manchester United need to do, because there is a vulnerability to this Arsenal team today. Arsenal do not look like the team that they have looked like at various points over the past 2 years. This is a very, very different team. They're under pressure. It's not going their way. They're finding their feet. Zubimendi's new in the team. Gyökeres was new in the team. There is a developmental part of this Manchester United, of this Arsenal team. And Manchester United are at home. They should be able to smell blood. They should be able to go for the jugular. And they have 15 minutes now to score a defining goal. A season-defining goal, potentially, on the opening weekend of the season. Bernardo Goncalves back in the Super Chat. Thank you very much for your contribution, sir. Bernardo Goncalves is giving us information. This is a didactic stream, all thanks to the contribution of Bernardo Goncalves. Thank you very much. He says, it will be difficult for Gyökeres when playing low box. He will adapt and score a few, but I don't think he will be the player they need or the player that they think he will be. Just for the record, this man is a Sporting Lisbon season ticket holder. His words on this are very important. But the days of Gyökeres scoring, it's well played. If this is kept in, and it is kept in here, Kai Havertz's been excellent since he came on. That's a Manchester United ball. Kai Havertz has been excellent since he came on. I mean, there's no doubt that Kai Havertz starts next game ahead of Gyökeres. No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Can I ask you a favour, by the way? We're inching ever closer to the dreamland that is 1,000 concurrent viewers. If you could like this stream, if we could nudge that like tally up to about 500, I think that we could get there. Come on. Can we do it before the referee blows a full-time whistle? Please help me do it. If we can nudge that to 500 likes, I think that it could have the impact that we need it to have. Will that get to 500? Let's see what you're all saying. Are you going to help me out? Is it going to happen? Let us see. We have 375. No, it's not. Right, 15 minutes for Manchester United. 15 minutes for Manchester United to get it right. To stifle Arsenal, to slow Arsenal down, and to invigorate their own season. A last-minute goal here. Imagine the impact that will have on the feeling around Old Trafford. Imagine the feeling that will have on Arsenal, deflating them. Imagine the feeling that it will have as Arsenal go into their next game, conceding a last-minute equaliser against Manchester United at Old Trafford. And imagine how the tide will rise at Old Trafford if that were to happen. Manchester United have 15 minutes to make something rather spectacular happen. Can they do it? Excellent work there from Lenny Yoro again. Excellent work. Into the feet of Luke Shaw, who plays an excellent pass with his right foot. Better from Man United this half. Much better from Man United this half. Luke Shaw on the ball again. Cuts back in. Does well to evade the challenge from Bukayo Saka. Okay, what are Manchester United doing? They're looking after the ball, but they've had the ball here, Manchester United, for the last minute and a half. And they barely got out their own half. Like, they're knocking it around nicely. They're evading challenges, but they're just playing a simple ball in their own half. Right. Attack, man. You're losing at home. Backwards. Bruno Fernandes is now basically one of the most deep men. Roll deep in. Right, there's just not... it's flat. Right, Amad Diallo, has he got the spark to do something magnificent? He's certainly gone round Noni Madueke like he wasn't there. Oh my God, that's a terrible clearance. Arsenal are living on the edge. Living on the edge at the moment. Manchester United are knocking on the door. Out to Luke Shaw. Excellent crossing from Luke Shaw. David Raya, though, makes a light work of it. I felt like there was a foul on Amad Diallo there when he skipped round the challenge. Terrible pass from Declan Rice. What are Arsenal doing here? Arsenal are asking all sorts of terrible questions of themselves. Getting it all wrong here. What is going on with Arsenal? But they are winning the game. They are holding on. And at the end of the day, when the referee blows the full-time whistle here, the only thing that matters is the result. You win a game away from home against a big rival, job done. You drop points in the last minute, disaster. You score a goal against a rival in the last minute, sensational. This is a game that will be written, the story of this game will be written by the winners. The story of this game will be written by the winners. And if Arsenal win, they've won. If this finishes 1-0, it's Arsenal's. If it finishes 1-1, it's Man United's. That is how it goes. Big. I'm enjoying this now. Right, these two teams. You think of the history between these two teams. You think about what these two teams represent. Hopeful ball just blazed straight out. It must be more precise than that from Manchester United. It just has to be more precise. Just, quite frankly, not good enough. But it was a very scary moment there for Arsenal. That Arsenal back line got it all wrong. Zubimendi was all over the place. I mean, Raya Got it wrong. Lewis Skelly not doing well enough. Rice then miscued that pass. Easy pass into Madueke's feet. I think Harry Maguire's just come on for Luke Shaw here, by the way. Is he going up front? Have they bought Harry Maguire? Harry Maguire's just come on for Luke Shaw. I've just watched Harry Maguire come on for Luke Shaw. Why? Ruben Amorim? Is Ruben Amorim putting Harry... Where's Harry Maguire? Where is he? Oh, he's at the back. That's a shame. That's a shame, man. That is a shame. But he's going to go up front, isn't he? Harry Maguire is going to go up front. There's no doubt about it. But I guess Manchester United should be happy. It's an awkward position for this. And it's the way I felt in this chat. I imagine the Man United fans in the ground are the same as the Manchester United fans who have been talking to me all stream. And I have to say, by the way, the Man United fans that have been contributing, giving me some chat in this, I've enjoyed it. I've learned from you. I've learned from the perspective. And I guess it's just a very tricky situation for you because you're losing. You're losing at home. You're losing at home to a rival. But I still feel like you've got that pre-season optimism. You lost none of your pre-season games, did you? And obviously you're better. You're not watching Rasmus Højlund play football. You're not watching Alejandro Garnacho play football. You are watching Brian Mbeumo. You are watching Mateus Cunha. So I feel like you're feeling good. You got that vibe back. And if you get something out of this game, it is going to be massive. But there is a free kick on the edge of the box here for Martin Odegaard. That's, by the way, a super chat has just landed. It says, Rory, surely Manchester United deserve a draw. Yeah, they deserve a draw. I think you could argue that Man United have been a better team. But life's unfair, man. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you get. You get what you take. Yeah, they deserve. Do they deserve a draw? Yes. They might not get one. Did Palace deserve more than a draw? Probably. Stamford Bridge. Yeah, probably. Rice pings it. Oh, he went clever. He's a fucking good player, man. Clever from Declan Rice, man. He went the wrong side of the wall. He went the other side. Everybody thought he was going to whip it one way, and he went the other way. He had Bay and Deer scrambling. But no, Sam, you deserve a draw, but you just simply have to get a draw. Doolinated says in the super chat here, Luke Shaw looks like he's pulled something. Probably. Mikel Merino is coming on. Declan Rice going off. Declan Rice going off for the final 8 minutes of the game. Big moment. I love it when the camera pans to the Arsenal travelling support. I love looking for Ty. Where are you, Ty? I just love that, man. Declan Rice off. Mikel Merino on. That is what you call squad depth. Right, here we go. What is going on here? Right, to the far post. You know what Arsenal are like at set pieces? To the far post, the ball is still alive. The foul has been given. Slightly harsh, perhaps. Timber didn't look happy with that decision. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. What can Manchester United find? What can Manchester United do? Is there a world where Manchester United can get something out of this game? I like the way you move. Right. For Arsenal now, they just need to keep it tight. Manchester United deserve something out of it. They need to fight and make sure they get what they deserve. Arsenal now, just hold on. You've done enough. You need the 3 points. The 3 points are all that matters. Hold, and you've got the Old Trafford fixture out the way. Liverpool still have to go to Old Trafford. Man City still have to go to Old Trafford. You don't. Harry Maguire done very well there. I want Harry Maguire to go properly up front. Come on, Amorim. Do it. Maguire on the ball deep now. Lays it into, oh God, Lenny Yoro's feet. Saka's put him under major pressure though. Great tackle, Saka. Blimey, what a player. Oh, excellent work there. Timber fighting. There we go. That's the kind of spirit I want to see. Dorgu fouling Timber. Got no issue with it either way. Timber don't care. Dorgu don't care. That's what it needs to be. There hasn't been enough of that. It's been all too friendly. It has been all too friendly. It has just been all too friendly. Right, here we go. Five big minutes left. 5 massive minutes left. Okay, Gabriel marshalling, fighting, desperately trying to make sure that his Arsenal team don't lose their concentration. It would be a disaster for Arsenal now to not win this game. It would be an absolute disaster for Arsenal now to not win this game. De Ligt does very well there, blazes the ball out of play. And it's been ugly, but there is nothing wrong. If you're an Arsenal fan, there is nothing wrong with an ugly win. Nothing wrong with an ugly win at all. And I feel like in this chat, we've got a lot of football purists here. People are saying, people have constantly been telling me since half-time that it's not good enough from Man United and, not good enough from Arsenal. Man United have been playing well. Arsenal have been winning the whole game. Arsenal on the attack now. Arsenal done everything they need to do. And the ball runs dead. The ball runs dead. Right, 86th minute. The ball is at Bayandier's feet. He's a very, very well-clothed man. He has a lot of clothes on in the blazing sunshine. It's the hottest day it's ever been. That must be one warm man. And he's playing sport. I think Yves Lundbach has said exactly the thing that needs to be said. Ugly wins are good wins. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Particularly against rivals. Particularly on the opening day of the season when the mood is high. Particularly when there's new signings and everybody's up for it. You go away to a rival and you win. It's brilliant. It's exactly what you need to be doing. This kind of wins leagues. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And they're holding on now. Holding on for dear life. Arsenal now should just put 11 men behind the ball. Which is kind of what they're doing. Odegaard's pressing from the front. Trying to force a long ball. The long ball is played into Seska. Seska does very well there. Holds it up really well. And he's brought Ugarte in, who has had a shot that I've just seen travel past my window in London. There we go. Do you know when people do that? I said this earlier in every game that we've watched. Know your limitations. Like, Ugarte is not good enough to score a goal from there. If he was good enough to score a goal from that position, Luis Enrique wouldn't have longed him out of Paris Saint-Germain. He would have been part of that Paris Saint-Germain team that went on to win the league. Why, when your team are desperate for a goal, are you having a pop from 35 yards? Absolute clown. Look after the ball and give it to Mbeumo. Give it to Cunha, who could score a goal from that position. Oh, dear. Right, Arsenal now need to look after it, because anything now other than an Arsenal win is a disaster for Arsenal. Like, before the game, a point, maybe if Arsenal scored a last-minute equaliser, a point's not bad. From this very position that we're in, 87-59, they simply need to hold on to a point. They simply need to hold on to a point. Manchester United are in the... No, they're not. Manchester United are on the attack. It's a clever pass. De Ligt picks it up, I believe, in the box. Plays it across. This is going to end up in the back of the net. No. Valiant defending. And Arsenal are playing their way out of trouble, even when it's at its deepest. Arsenal really do not believe in hoofing the ball. Noni Madueke had a chance to hoof the ball then. He decided to not. And Declan Rice played a good pass into him. Why are they not getting rid of it, Arsenal? Oh my God, they're going to concede. They're going to concede. Sam in the super chat here, it says, when's the club next live stream? Mr. Streams with you, Boovie, McCullough as a trio. It's top tier. Oh, we were live on Friday night, mate. We were live on Friday night. The next stream, you'll have to check her Twitter. It might be Friday night again. I think it's Friday night again. So I will see you there. God, Arsenal are defending well, but they're defending weird. Oh my God, that could have been a penalty. Oh my God, that on Cunha from Saliba could quite easily have been a penalty. And I don't know why Arsenal are playing themselves into this sort of position. Like, I just don't know why. I really don't know why. Like, Arsenal just need to hoof it. There's going to be a maximum from this point of, 5 minutes left? Just get rid of the ball. Just get rid of the ball. Right, Amorim is taking his jumper off. Right, let me tell you exactly how long's left. The geezer has come out with the board. The fourth official's holding the board. He's about to tell us how many extra minutes are played. 6. Good news for Man United. 6 extra minutes. 6 extra minutes to play. Can Manchester United find a way? Can Manchester United find a world where... Can Manchester United get back into this game? Salvage something from this season, potentially. Like, it can have I think a point today has a major impact on their season going ahead. I also think it has a major impact on Arsenal's season going ahead. It's important to say this now, okay? So, if Arsenal concede, and then I go, this could be detrimental for who they are and whatever. Remember I said it when they were winning. I'm not just using it as a thing to say once they concede. If they win here, I think that it is symbolic for who they are going forward. Winning at Old Trafford, they're capable of winning the league. You win at Old Trafford on the opening day. Kai Havertz doing the right thing, holding the ball in the corner, looking after it. It's been brilliant, Kai Havertz, since he came on. That's so good from Odegaard. Oh my God. Oh my God, from Odegaard. That was so good. In fact, Havertz, Odegaard, Saka. That was so good. Saka, man. If he scores that is such a good pass from Martin Odegaard. My God, that is a great pass. And what a tackle from Matthias de Ligt. Really good tackle, because that is destined. That is going in the back of the net. De Ligt does really well there to get his big thigh on top of that. But Saka did so well. And Kai Havertz. Havertz has put Gyökeres to shame, hasn't he, since he's been on? Havertz has put Gyökeres to shame since he's been on. He's been so much better. I mean, look, I was never Kai Havertz's biggest fan. But he's been masterful since he came on. Really, really solid performance. In fact, probably the reason that they've won the game. He's really looked after the ball. He's put pressure on that back line. He's been immense since he came on. Arsenal here have unbelievably nearly conceded possession. Like, is that Lewis Skelly again? Or was that Timber? Like, no, Lewis Skelly. Like, people have been a bit too quick with the Lewis Skelly compliments, haven't they? Like, that's a terrible challenge on Mbermo. Like, he's a filthy player, Lewis Skelly, man. Like, it really nearly cost his team there, and they still could. If Manchester United score from this set piece, big Harry Maguire's bonce. Where's Harry Maguire's big loaf of bread? Here we go. Launched in by Bruno Fernandes. Looks deep, looking for Harry Maguire's. It's going to go out for a corner, is it? Harry Maguire's over there making sure that it travels the distance that it needs to travel. Lewis Skelly can't get it. Harry Maguire about to take the throw in. Arsenal just all a little bit there. It's clever again, Havertz, you know. Havertz done so well. Get to the ball first, let the geezer kick you. Mate, I don't want to say something too extreme. Havertz could be man of the match. He's been brilliant since he came on. That was so clever from him. Just let Ugarte kick you. Intercept the ball, get to the ball first, and let Ugarte kick you. It's like such a good idea, such a good thing to do for your team. Just get whacked knowing that it's going to do you a massive favour. I think he's shone since he's come on, Havertz. And anybody that watches this channel regularly will know that I'm very cynical about Kai Havertz. That I like being snide about. I don't rate him and I don't like him. But he's been brilliant today. I'll tell you what, Gyökeres won't be getting back in the team. Like, Kai Havertz made himself undroppable. That's what you need to do, isn't it? You need to make yourself undroppable. You need to make yourself indispensable to the team. And the second that Kai Havertz came on, he's been brilliant. The Aqua Strike, by the way, has said, no, Rory and Mbermo man of the match. Yeah, I think that's probably true. I think that's probably true. He's been brilliant. From an Arsenal perspective, though, Kai Havertz. I think Arsenal don't win the game without Kai Havertz. 50 million for Ugarte, yeah. Awful. Is this going to be a corner kick? Oh no, Harry Maguire thinks he's being fouled there. Okay, this is a big moment. Okay, here we go. Manchester United fans in the ground heading. I'd love that camera to pan to Adam McCullough crying. I'd love that so much. I'll take a screenshot and I'll make it my profile picture. Corner kick coming in here. Are Manchester United fans about to be over the moon? Can Arsenal deal with it? Excellent first header there from an Arsenal head. Brilliant keeping. Now David Raya should collapse on this ball or go long and get it into the corner. Get the ball to Kai Havertz. Do you know that tells you everything. Get the ball. Lovely feet there. Beautiful feet. Is that Martin Odegaard? Excellent. Now just drive for the corner, Saka. Brian and Burmo marking him. Just drive for the corner. Oh my God, he's twined them up. Oh my God, they're going to score. Oh my God. Oh, they're giving the ball away. I thought Noni Madueke was going to score, but now Manchester United might have one more chance in them. Manchester United have 30 seconds. Just go long. Where's Harry Maguire's big loaf of bread, man? There it is. Bang. Nothing from Sesko, has there? Really? Nothing at all. Martin Odegaard, nice. Just drive for the corner. There we go. There's the ball. Noni Madueke. Oh, it needed to be at a different angle, man. Noni Madueke would have just driven to the corner flag and the game would have been over. That is 6 minutes played. If Manchester United score now, it's over. It is over. And congratulations to Arsenal. Commiserations to Manchester United. Now, this is very important. When presenting your opinions on this game, let me just tell you exactly what this game means. Let me tell you exactly how this game stands. Let me tell you exactly the ramifications of this. The only winners today are Arsenal Football Club. There is no negative here for Arsenal. Anybody that reads this game and tries to define maybe something negative for Arsenal, tries to say that this is a bad news game for Arsenal, Arsenal didn't play very well, Arsenal didn't deserve it, Arsenal with this, Arsenal with that, you're completely and utterly missing the point. Arsenal have gone away from home on the opening day of the season to play a massive rival in a huge fixture, a buoyant rival in a huge fixture, a team that are feeling very good. I feel like the feeling around Manchester United was invigorated. I think they had a good summer. They didn't lose any pre-season games. They're no longer looking at players like Højlund. They're now looking at players like Mbeumo, who's wicked. You're playing a very difficult team. The Stretford end would have been in full voice, and there would have been a genuine belief amongst Manchester United fans that there was a world where they were going to get something out of the game today. So from an Arsenal perspective, really difficult game. From an Arsenal perspective, really difficult place to go. From an Arsenal perspective, banana skin fixture. Do you know what they've done? They've gone to Old Trafford, they've gone 1-0 up, and they never looked like losing. Did they play well? Nah. But that makes it better. Did they deserve it? Probably not. But that makes it better. Did they play well at any point in the game? Nah, not really. Not really. But do you know what champions do? Champions win ugly. Champions put in some bad performances and nick the 3 points. And generally, they do it in big games against rivals. That is the point of being champions. And everything that we have learned about them to this year, everything that we have learned about who Arsenal are this year is this. This is an example of them being excellent. This is an example of Arsenal being a team that can win the league because they have gone away to Old Trafford to play a very difficult game in very difficult circumstances against a historic rival. Remember, there is a real rivalry between these two clubs. There is a real hatred between these two clubs. Remember Arsene Wenger standing on the chair? Remember Arsene Wenger and Fergie going for it? Remember Arsenal and Man United being docked points in the year before the Premier League even started because they had a fight on the pitch? Remember Cesc Fabregas launching a pizza at Sir Alex Ferguson? Manchester United would have loved nothing more than to derail Arsenal's title charge before it had even started. Really difficult place for Arsenal to go and win. Really difficult fixture for Arsenal to go and win. And there is no such thing as a good performance or a bad performance. There is simply, did you win or did you lose? If you win, it's a good performance. If you don't win, it's a bad performance. And Arsenal won. They did everything that they needed to do to win the game. And basically, I don't understand this presentation that somehow Arsenal have got it wrong, that somehow Arsenal didn't play well enough. They did exactly what they had to do. And yeah, there were a few hairy moments. There were a few moments where perhaps they didn't look after the ball as well as they should have done. Gyökeres didn't look particularly good. Yeah, fine. Kai Havertz looked wicked. Kai Havertz could easily be man of the match. Arsenal's best player, no doubt. And everybody that watches this channel regularly knows that I don't like Havertz and I don't like praising Havertz. I don't rate him. I don't think he's very good, and I think Arsenal would have won the league without him. But that doesn't mean that he wasn't the best player on the pitch today and the most important player. The second that he got on the pitch and Gyökeres went off, his intelligence, his sacrifice for the team, the way that he plays with his back to goal, the way that he looks after the ball, the way that he does the right thing, in exactly the right moment, what does he do? Kai Havertz picks the ball up, drives to the corner flag. Intelligent. What does he do? What does he do with that challenge with Ugarte? Puts his body in front of the ball, knows Ugarte's a moron, knows Ugarte's going to kick him, so he takes one for the team. He gets absolutely clattered by Ugarte because he puts his neck on the line. And with a player like Havertz to rotate, I say rotate, I don't see how any Arsenal fan watching that or Mikel Arteta can ever drop him again until he plays badly. But that's why the tide is going to rise at Arsenal. That's what Arsenal fans want. You want Havertz to make himself indispensable to the team, make himself undroppable. Then, when Gyökeres gets a chance, he needs to score 2 goals. He needs to be undroppable, and that's how they both get better. He makes himself undroppable, he makes himself undroppable, he makes himself undroppable. That's how you win the league. The super chat has come in here from Sam, who says, oh no, it's not Sam, it's from the Duma Art, who says, utter chaos, nervous performance, but important win. The Duma Art Studio is completely correct. Chaos, not a good performance, but it doesn't matter. You go away from home on the first day of the season, it's about accruing the 3 points. And Arsenal were under pressure today because Arsenal have seen their 2 big rivals win games of football. Arsenal have seen Manchester City destroy Wolverhampton Wanderers. Arsenal have seen Liverpool, yeah, they look shaky, they look sort of enthralling and dodgy in equal measure. But Arsenal will be focusing on how enthralling they looked. Goals galore in the team, 4 different goal scorers. So they've seen Liverpool win. Liverpool out to retain their title. They won on the Friday night. Job done. Feet up, cigar, they watch. City, then bang, Reinders. Who's Kevin De Bruyne? Moves on, man. Life moves on. Goals, Haaland firing again. Reinders scoring, Cherky, step over, goal. Everybody's now looking at Arsenal. Are Arsenal about this life? Are Arsenal ready for a title challenge? Arsenal have the trickiest fixture of the lot. Are they going to drop points? And Arsenal have answered the critics perfectly. So anybody that wants to be sneery about Arsenal's performance or even flag it as a vulnerability, I think you're totally missing the point. Going away to Old Trafford, playing badly and winning is the sign of champions. It's not a sign of a frailty. It's not the sign of things going wrong. And I tell you what, if you want to discuss this more, I'm going to be going live any minute now on my members only channel. Just a live for the members where we will be having a Q&A, a back and forth. If you want to join the members channel, you can do it right now. The link is in the description and we are going to be going into this deep because I think overall today for Arsenal, it was job well done. An excellent statement result for them. Manchester United can take positives from the defeat, but the day belongs to Arsenal and Arsenal did exactly what they have to do. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, I can't wait to talk more about it on the members any minute now. Equally, I'll be going live again tomorrow probably. There'll be videos, content coming all week. So make sure that you click subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed it all and I'll speak to you in a moment. Ta-da.